Superb.
Welcome to the Real Shit Talker. It's your boy Matt. Fucking dragon. I still like to say the fucking dragon.
You said you weren't going to.
Yeah, man. Next week. Across from me,
As always.
Talking to your mic?
Yo. Hear me now? Hello.
yes.
There we go. All right.
Wow.
Excuse me. As always, across from him, Gentleman Jack. And today we have diagonal from me.
My name's Chase of the Black Cloud brand.
Yeah. The owner and creator of the Black Cloud brand, Chase, is in the building. See, we can't get no regular ass person here. We gotta get the person that runs the shit. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, when I first, they was like, yo, when I first got the hit about you, I was just like, man, if he's some fucking employee, we're gonna have a problem.
No, I don't have any employees right now.
That's what's up, man. Tell us a little bit about your brand. What do you? Just tell us a little bit about your brand.
The Black Cloud brand, man. I think I did a good job with coming up with a logo and making it a little bit easy for people to see the logo and kind of jump to conclusions on what it means. But it kind of means to just basically you go through things in life. Everyone has a black cloud from basically where they live at, from something they've been through, anything like that. And you're not really the black cloud. You're what emerges from the black cloud. So many times we get to a point where it's like a wall in our way, and we stop at the wall, and it's like, fuck everything. Like, I'm stuck. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not really about being stuck, more so than whatever happens in your life, whatever obstacles that you run into, you can get through it and, you know what I mean, emerge from it and just get better.
Nice, man. Well, so what was your inspiration? I know everything you just said, immersing from the black cloud, but what was your, like, what made you start it?
It's a couple things, man. I fought depression for a little bit, man. I was on the stage where, like, I played basketball on a high level, and
yeah, I seen that.
I played ball on a high level, and I didn't take advantage of it. And so I'm 6'10", so it's like when you go everywhere, it's not like I don't give a fuck how smart you are or where you been. It's like, yo, you play ball, and it's like, fuck, like, yeah, no, like, know what I mean? So it was so many things. So it was like, for my first few years not playing ball, like, I stopped at like 21 for a little while, for like 7 years. So from 21 to like 24, it was like, fuck, like, yo, I don't play ball, but I don't want to get a job and be the motherfucker who works in ShopRite. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, yo, you play ball. It's like, motherfucker, I'm doing my job. You
Right.
So it was like, it hindered me from excelling in life. You know what I mean? So that was one of the things that definitely pushed me towards that. So yeah, that was one of them. And like,
so just the thought of you being 6'10", and everyone assuming that you play ball pulled you away from ball a little bit, pull you away from basketball.
No, I felt like it kept me in a box. Like, it kept me there. It's like, yo, I'm smarter than the average basketball player. I took all my tests. I did my SAT. I wrote all my papers. So it's like, I don't want to be just seen as a basketball player. I feel like I'm blessed to be 6'10", but like, girls like 6'10" dudes. Like, they don't give a fuck if you play ball or not. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just so happens that it's just something that everyone looks at you like, you have to play a sport. I'm black. You have to play basketball. You don't play ball, son. You know what I would do with that height?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be more than that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it kept me like, yeah, I play ball. Yeah, I play ball. So I play ball in my head to the point where now I don't really do nothing. I don't work. I don't want to move outside too crazy. I don't want people to be like, yo, he used to, and I don't want to be that person. So I kind of like wanted to remove myself from basketball, but it's like, it is what it is. Like, I coached during those times. Like, what got me out of the Black Cloud, I started coaching, I volunteered, I became a gym teacher. And those things, like, helped me get from a basketball player to, like, yo, I do this. I'm a gym teacher. I work in the school. I help kids get better in life. You know what I mean? So it was like, fuck it. Like, you can ask me all the basketball questions you want. If I don't do it no more, it's not a thing.
Right. That's interesting. I never really heard someone say that it's their it's the sport that may hinder their creativity.
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, from before I knew what basketball could do for me,
Right.
I knew who I could potentially be.
Right.
Then it was like, fuck, like you're 6'3" in the 6th grade. You got to be the best baller.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just so happened that I was one of the guys who didn't have to go to practice to be good in basketball. So it was like, fuck, like I'm really naturally good at this. You know what I mean? Then it became a job after a while because it's like, yo, you play ball, you got to be doing this, you got to do this so many times. Like, fuck, I just play ball because I come from a tough environment to where basketball from 5th grade to about 9th, 10th grade, that shit was feeding me.
Where was you, where are you from?
I lived in Newark until 5th grade. That's a whole nother. So I lived in Newark till I was in the 5th grade. And coming out of the 5th grade, it was a senator of a town not too far in Essex County. It was a senator. He wanted me to play at a school with one of his sons, and my other brother was really good. He wanted him to play at a school with his older son, and he moved us from Newark to a pretty good town. And I'm pretty sure that's illegal. But
Well, it really isn't. It's like scouting for all sense. But wouldn't you think that is also what helped you be who you are today? And like I understand it's like a hindrance because as you're saying you're 6'10" and you don't want to be judged as that.
yeah.
But and also the what you're speaking and the way you're saying it is you can tell you're smart, but it's also you can tell it's a self-esteem issue that you have.
It was to a point where I was ready to leave ball alone. It wasn't that I was like mad that everyone seen me as a basketball player, but like how does a basketball player move on from being a basketball player to just being himself? You know what I mean? I play when I say ball is life, it's not because I'm an elite basketball player. Ball was life because I ate that way. I fed my family that way. It taught me everything I know about life. Everything I've learned about life was through basketball. So I would never deny like my basketball history. I still hoop. So it's not about that. But it's like, yo, you don't play balls? Like you don't have a better question to ask?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how tall are you? That'd be a good start. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have, every tall person doesn't play basketball. True. And I always ask my second question when someone says, yo, do you play basketball? I'd be like, I used to. They're like, all right, so all tall people are supposed to play basketball from the outside. But now, what does all small people?
All tall people. It's all
the
tall
average
black
height.
people.
Like that's one of my questions. Like, all tall black people are supposed to play basketball. What does all small people do?
Become an
accountant.
accountant.
North Pole. That's how it is.
You know what I mean?
But honestly, it's just what happens is it's not from you.
Right.
It's the way other people are growing up and their surroundings.
Right.
So the first thing they go is like, oh, I'm never gonna be good because I'm not tall, or I'm never gonna be good because I'm not big, I'm not strong, I can't fight because I'm not muscle cut. So they put themselves down, and then when they see a specimen that they don't understand, they're like, "Oh, you're in this box."
Yeah,
Right.
but that's them being in the box from the rip. Like
That's
that
why-
yeah, I get it. But don't get me wrong. But that was a portion of my life. So at 21, I wasn't this intelligent. At 21, I wasn't into like emotional intelligence and certain things like dealing with other people and psychology and stuff like that. I understand people a lot more now. But in that beginning time, it was like, what the fuck?
Now,
Like,
do you feel that might have been one of the reasons why you got away from basketball? Is people kept boxing you in, so you're like, I want to be something different. And because I can honestly say, like, the moment you come in, and if someone was closed-minded or somewhat ignorant, I don't want to say closed-minded, but somewhat ignorant to it, they're like, oh, you play basketball, right?
Right, yeah.
So do you think that's what fed you to be like, you know what, I'm going to do something else?
Nah, it wasn't that. I think when I got to college, the understanding of how hard basketball really was to become a professional, that was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just went from never, like, no coach ever making me do anything. I'm telling my coach what to do, and I don't have to show up to practice to be the best in the state. Like, so now I got to be the last person coming off the bench for a really good college team and be the most I'm verbally getting abused in practices, not because I'm not good enough, because I don't really give a fuck about working that hard in basketball to be like, yo, I'm the best.
Well, isn't that that happens a lot, and I see that a lot in other types of sports too, where you're so good at the sport, but since you've never been challenged at the championship level, that you become too comfortable and you become too cocky, and then you realize you don't see that everyone's kind of like leaving you in the dust. You know
and
what I'm saying?
and that was one of the things. There was like, it was a great fit for who I am today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but going in there, my dad didn't tell me what to do. My mother didn't tell me what to do. I made collegiate decisions on my own. I made every decision about basketball on my own. And then you get into the politics of it. Some people wanted you to go here and push you this way. So after a while, you just get a little like, fuck it. Like, I don't really give a fuck. So I left one school to go to another school where they didn't tell me what to do. And I ended up not even playing there. And if I would have played there, I could have still made it to the NBA the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, you make decisions and they take you the way you go.
But, all right, do you feel that you didn't push hard? Because as you said, it's 6'3" in the 6th grade.
Right.
Right? Do you feel like you didn't push hard because of what the mayor did for you? Like that, I don't want to call it a handout.
No, I wasn't
like,
a handout.
It was more like if you stayed in your environment, I believe in that sense, since I'm guessing at 5th grade, you were really enjoying basketball,
Right.
you really wanted to do it. If you stayed in that environment, you would have driven harder for that.
I don't think anything would have been different. I think honestly, the same, like, he wanted me to move and he moved us, but prior to that, the AAU coach that I started with, I ended with. So I would have had him in my corner from 5th grade all the way through. So nothing in that realm would have changed.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So it was like more so like, let me do you a favor. Let me make you look good. Let me go get, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he didn't do me a favor. I didn't get nothing from that.
Gotcha. So the way you were saying it, is just, I feel if you had the choice, basketball wouldn't have been the first choice. I feel like
I wanted to play. I really wanted to play baseball, man. That was my thing. But it was like,
I'm guessing they put you in it. They're like, all right, now you're in basketball. This is the box you're in.
I mean, I think my dad did a great job at that. Like, I grew up really, really rough, and one of the best things my dad did for me, and my brother helped me realize that, was even though I was going through, or we were going through what we went through, my dad gave me and my 2 older brothers an opportunity to get out, and that was through basketball. And he drilled us when he was drilling us like nobody. Even if I would have drilled that way I was started like maybe 4th grade into 3rd grade, if my dad would have stayed doing that all the way through, I would have hated him, but my basketball career would have loved him. Right. He would have been no difference from LeVar Ball.
So what
not
happened?
Even that, like the Williams sisters, the same way their father
something
pushed
like that.
So,
like yo, oh fuck, we gotta do this again. But after a while, it's like, I'm really that great at it because of this. Let me just keep doing this. It's natural, and I'm really good at it. You know what I mean? I just got to work a lot harder so I can stay the best.
So the lack of discipline was
but that's why I made every decision the way I did. It was like, yo, no discipline.
Plus you're young.
When you're I'm fucking 12 years old, 13 years old, and I'm telling any coach what I want to tell them. I've been this size since I was 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? I graduated 8th grade at 6'10". So it was like, yo, I'm going to that school, or I'm not coming to this practice.
So real quick, let me ask you, what's your weight?
I'm 240, 245.
So 240. When you started deciding to quit basketball, did you ever think of taking a combat sport such as MMA or boxing?
Nah, it's over for that, man. I'm
not saying now, but I'm saying like at that time.
Nah, it was over for that. It was never. I'm not even a fighter, bro. Like, it's like, I'm not even about to even I don't want to play something that I'm great at. I'm not about to go try to be good at something else. Like, I'm not getting fucked up to say like, yeah, I'm good at that. I would have, like, in reality, rugby would have been it just because I'm like, fuck it, like,
right.
I got an attitude. I'm gonna go out here mad as shit every game, and I'm gonna try to run shit over.
But you would, like, the reason why I asked for combat sport is like, would you feel like once you're in the face of adversity that you would try harder? It's not discipline, but it's like a hurdle you would want to get over.
Nah, I don't know, because I think the hurdle was just the whole working harder, just like wanting to work for what I can be better than half the people in let's say in the NBA. Okay. But I didn't take that. Like, I can show you papers where it's like, yo, he's ranked in front of DeAndre Jordan. Like, this guy is good. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm good because I'm good. I'm not good because I do what they do.
Right. Gotcha. What school did you play at?
I played at Bloomfield Tech. They closed down last year. Oh. And then I went to Villanova my first 3 years of college.
Nice. Like, I was looking at a couple of pics of you playing basketball. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's cool when you better than everybody, but then you realize like the worst player works harder than the best player. It's like, they're gonna still get more run than you. You know what I mean? They're still gonna look better than you. Like, you don't go to the gym. You don't do the things to be elite. That word wasn't even a word when I was in high school. What the fuck is elite?
So do you feel like when you were in high school, if you were, say, second or third best, would you have tried harder?
No.
You just same way you would have just let it be.
I was cool. Like we was winning. Like everybody, I always been like a certain type of person, so people listen to me. Like I like that. Like I like feeling like I'm helping people get better in life.
Gotcha.
Like you know what I mean. Like it's nothing to do with sports. Like I said, basketball was survival for me. Like I ate from going to games. I went to school where my coach gave me money for the month for like bus cards and shit, and I'm using that to feed my family. Like so it was like. You know what I mean? But I could have looked at it differently. Like, yo, basketball could really pay me millions and I can really take care of my family.
Right.
So a part of that was the perception. And I say that's the one thing I got from when he moved me from Newark to West Orange. I never was a Newark kid. Yeah. I knew that from kindergarten. Like, I don't fit in here. I'm going to school with people from the projects and I'm fucking terrified. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be here. Like, they live rougher than me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to be here. Then I'm like, when I moved to West Orange, the whole thing of perception was, yo, this is a kid from Newark. I look homeless because I'm wearing the same shit every single day. Right. You know what I mean? And you're from Newark. It was like, yo, you got to be tough as shit. And I went from 5th grade. I got a crazy story about 5th grade. I had got jumped and like chased to school every day going to school for the 5th grade. So when I got to West Orange, it was like, yo, what the fuck? They scared of me. I'm about to terrify these motherfuckers.
It was a switch.
Yeah, it was like, I'm about to terrify them, and then I'm the man. Like, I don't have to do shit to be the man. Yeah. Like, I'm going and playing for the senator of the town, and, like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? People know me. Like, I'm known. Like, I don't have to do nothing nobody tell me to do. You know what I mean? And then I go home, and I can do what I want, too. So it's like, yo, you don't let a kid make their decisions, bro. They're gonna make fucked up decisions. Like you're supposed to let them get into situations where it's like, all right, what do we do now? But you're never supposed to allow them to make decisions like, yo, life or death, and they choosing death. Like, yo, I'm jumping off the roof. You know what I mean? I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. Like, you're a kid.
Now with that, is as you're saying, so with your brand, you feel that, would you want to start something out for kids?
The whole thing is, I see it like this. If I can create my brand and make it to a point where it gets in the funds and I can do everything I do revolves around youth. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's too late for adults, but I'd rather deal with children and mold them into whatever. Like if before you ate, like for the most part, it's like, yo, by the time you're 12, you think you know who you are. But I can re-grab you either coming out of high school or going into high school. Once you're in high school, it's like, all right, you might be done up. You know what I mean? But it does always revolve around kids. I would definitely love to like build some type of program for the kids. I really want to own a facility where it's not like a YMCA setup, but like but it's mine. Like I don't like rules, man. Rules is not. I don't like that, man.
You say you're a coach, right?
Yeah, well, I coach off and on. Like I definitely coach every summer for the past few summers. I coached at a elementary school I used to be the gym teacher at, and I still hang out with them. But we're like putting together an AAU team. And I might coach the girls, but the girls, that's a different story, man.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, man. They be having me emotionally in my bag, man.
I think girls just are able to do that somehow.
Yeah, man.
All right, so what made you get into fashion? Like, out of all things you could have creatively become. I'm
not the best drawer. I've always loved clothes, and I've always loved my own, like, creating my own style. When you don't have clothes, I'm taking my dad's shit, mixing it with my brother's shit. Right. Like, I'm trying to mix shit together. Then once you get taller than everybody, like, then there's a problem. So the biggest black cloud fashion-wise for me in my life, it was growing up and having an uncle who was older than me. Like, he's my oldest brother's age, but I have to wear his clothes, his hand-me-downs. Yeah. He's your size. I'm fucking big as shit, so I'm in the size 14 already, and I'm squeezing in 10.5s and 11s.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Right. So once I got to a point where I can buy my own shit, I'm going off the wall with this Pell Grant. Like, this Pell Grant about to take care of everything. So fashion-wise, I'm buying everything I want, and then it's like, yo, I like this, but if I made it, I don't like big logos, like stuff like that. I hate those, man. It's like, yo, why do I need to know? And then two is like, yo, if I can make something fashionable for somebody who can't afford it, then that's the wave. Like Starberry, that's the wave. I'm not saying they're the hottest sneaker, but if Jordans was selling for $10, I'm on the Jordan wave. Yeah. If they were selling for $50, I'm on the Jordan wave. But being that they cost so much, I'm like, they hot, but they not for me. Like, I'm a window shopper. Like, oh, that shit is dope. It'll go dope with that. But if you can make it now, you know what I mean? Like, I can make it and push the price. So I make my own shit. You know what I mean? I don't have a middleman. I create my own shit. I design it, I make it, and then I can sell it how I want to sell it. I can take a loss.
I feel like fashion is real loose these days.
These days it is.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to be. You remember my fault to cut you off. You remember back in like 2000, you kind of had to be on some like headband.
Yeah, you gotta wear what everybody else
was wearing. But now you could kind of be more open. You know,
it's all about what looks good. It ain't even about the name too much.
The only reason why I had baggy clothes in the 90s is because I was the smallest kid in my family.
Right, so you gotta wear what they wear. So I'm wearing the tightest shit when tight wasn't cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm wearing fucking my grandfather's jacket. Now, if you go outside with a rain jacket that say like, let's say the Giants on the back, that shit look hard. If you put it on, like, yo, that shit hard. I was wearing that shit freshman year in high school. I'm getting clowned. I'm like, yo, that's all I got. I stopped wearing jackets then. I just wear hoodies now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a long ass t-shirt and a hoodie is like, after a while, it's like, what can I do to create? Like, I really wanted to start making clothes for big people, but I'm like, I don't want to make a box for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Black Cloud is about getting out of something, so why put yourself into a box you don't have to be in, you know what I mean?
Well, you were saying before, I guess, so that I guess more unfortunate kids were able to afford the clothing, or the parents of these kids were able to afford the clothing. I realized, like, talking to my sister, compared to me, she has a privileged life. I didn't grow up nice. I was in Brooklyn, moved out to Jersey after 9/11. And then from there, I was slowly able to go, but still saw my mom grind. I talked to my sister and my younger brother. I'm like, would you prefer to have a Gucci wallet with $10 or a $10 with the $300?
Yeah, right.
And they all choose the Gucci wallet. I'm like, but you're having $10 in it.
Right.
A Gucci wallet's about $3.
Right.
You can have $300 in it.
Right.
They're like, I want the Gucci wallet. I'm like,
I mean,
why?
I think that's just society in general, because it's like, at the very end of the day, I ask the same question to kids all the time: would you rather look like money or have money? Yeah. And unfortunately, we choose to, as a people or the society, like the urban society, we choose to look like money because nobody's going to question what happens after that. You know what I mean? Times you look fresh as fuck, I go home and there's no food in the refrigerator. Yeah. Oh. You know what I mean? Like, that shit
all those
sucks,
guys
bro.
That just wearing like $1,000 worth of clothes and they're on the bus.
Yo, somebody, I swear to God, when True Religion start popping, and dude had on a whole True Religion outfit and he asked me for $1. And I'm like, $1? Yeah. But I swear to God, yo, this is when I first became, like, quote unquote, I don't like using the word woke or conscious, but when I started, like, doing things differently, I became a vegetarian. It's like in my first year of being a vegetarian. Mm-hmm. And he's asking me, I'm wearing the same sweats to work and getting clowned by the kids, and they know, like, I don't shave or nothing. Like, I'm on grind mode all the time. So it's like, at the end of the day, they're like, yo, Coach Kaz doesn't shave, yo. He doesn't shave. He doesn't do this, and he wear the same clothes. Oh, you asking me for $1 for a black and mild? Bro, I'm not giving you that. I can't give you that. I give homeless people dollars. You look like money.
Right.
Don't look like something you're not. And that's why I always tell people, perception is everything but nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, that's like the same thing. I would always go to school in sweatpants.
Right.
The way I knew was I couldn't afford none. So I had sweatpants and a t-shirt every time. My friends, after we graduated high school, started college, they went to college, I ended up dropping out. You see them going on these vacations, constantly going to spring break. I'm like, I can't do that. They're like, why don't you ever come out with us?
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to. At the age of 22, me and my younger brother were able to buy a house.
That's dope.
They're still living at home with their parents. I'm like, all right, so now I put myself into a situation where I can strive. Now I have something, so if I ever fall back on hard times, I sell it, and I have money. I'm looking into buying an investment home soon.
All right.
So I can start investing in that. My friends are just getting their first apartments.
Damn,
what are you guys doing?
Wow.
And unfortunately, that's the stigma we have nowadays. People are saying it's difficult because of the wage gap and whatnot. Not the wage gap, but like how low rate wages are. Like, I somewhat agree. But then we were fed going to college for what? A tradesman makes as much as a physician does.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, you guys can literally become electricians. Like right now, plumbers, carpenters. You guys will make $100,000 within 5 years.
And these are adults that you're talking to.
Yeah, these are adults.
My thing is always, why are we not teaching the kids that?
I try.
You know, I'm not saying you. Yeah. I'm saying why, but it goes back into like, because I'm anti everything. So, it's an agenda to not have that. Like, I have a child. My son's 10 years old. He's 5'9". He's gonna be huge as fuck.
Yeah,
but
5'9".
Yo, he's fucking huge, bro.
He's my height.
Yeah, he's huge, yo. He's only 10. He just turned 10. But we don't talk about college. I don't. There's nothing there. Like I want to own something to be like, yo, I got enough money for you to go venture out in the world and do whatever you want. If traveling is life teaches me everything I know. I don't remember shit from college. I remember how to skip class. You know what I mean? I remember how to do certain things. That
what a party was.
Yeah. Then it's like, yo, you can't skip out on shit now as an adult where you have to real life it. I can't skip out on work every day if I want and still get in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
that reminds me. There was a post that I read where a father went on vacation with his kids.
Right.
He took them to travel Europe. Right. And I think it was his history teacher was like, oh, he had to be here. And the father responded like, he learned more history on this trip than you could teach him in the 4 years of high school.
Right.
He went to the what's it called? Big church, Venetian? No,
Roman Catholic.
Yeah, what's that giant?
Cathedral.
I
can't remember.
The Vatican. There you go. He went to the Vatican. Went to Rome. He traveled all of Europe, basically the Eastern world.
Right.
And it's true. Like the kids learned way more history. They went to grave sites. They went to battlefields that happened over there. And I'm like, and this is why I guess agree with you is, I want to be able to have my kid by the time they're 10, 13, 14. We're going to travel. Right. I have a daughter. I don't want my daughter to be talking to a guy and then all of a sudden she gets, a weekend in AC would do her good. I'm like, no. I'm going to teach you a weekend or a week in Paris. I want to teach you a week in Malaysia. I want to teach you a week. We'll go somewhere else. But AC is not going to be like, oh my God.
Don't get impressed by the little shit.
That's so crazy. I was talking to somebody this morning right before I came here. We was talking about dating and all of that. And I never get past like talking to a girl because what they want is not what I want. Like I don't want to go out on a date with you. I don't want to go to be in a club. I don't smoke hookah. I don't want to be anywhere unless I have somewhere to be in real life. Yeah. I don't have nowhere to be for Instagram. Like if you look at my Instagram, it's not like, yo, this motherfucker is balling. Like right. I don't want to party. I don't even have it to party. I'm still getting out of a black cloud where generations of being poor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the motherfucker who throwing dollars up and next week I'm like, yo, I can't wait to get paid. You know what I mean? Like y'all go to I saw a dude, he had the Ferragamo belt, whatever the fuck that is, and you at Dunkin' Donuts talking about going on a vacation. Like, you going to come back to Dunkin' Donuts? Save like 5 trips. You could buy you a Dunkin' Donuts and then never have to be at Dunkin' Donuts again. Yeah, that's the crazy Somebody else there working for you, making your money. Come on, like, we don't think like that. No. You know what I mean? It's like my main thing is to own stuff enough for me to put people on. And, like, we just keep owning and owning. Like, we own that, we own that, we own that, we own that. And I guess it kind of comes in play with, like, who mentors you.
Well, that's why like I try to talk to my younger brothers. Right. Actually, I got through to my little brother. Right. They like sneakers, so they want Jordans. They want all these type of shoes, and I'm like, how's about this? A pair of Jordans about $250 for his size. I think he's a 12 right now. Right. I'm like, you can pay $250 for that. Or the way I told Matt, I'm like, it's $75 for a stock.
I own stock.
You buy Nike stock and then say buy your 5th pair. Right. You already have enough stock that the money coming in, you could buy a shoe. Right. Or you could buy more stock. Right. And now, even though he's only 14, I'm starting to build his portfolio for him. I'm like, all right, we're going to get into this for you. That's good. And I want more kids to get into it. Like, why shouldn't that be like, it's hard. Like, they're taking electives out of school. Right. That now, if kids knew about stocks, if kids knew about everything else, like, they can get into that.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. School is just it's difficult for me because even when you break it down to the surface, it's like, all right, you want these kids to get jobs and you're preparing them for the job world. You don't even teach them about taxes.
Well, that's the thing.
They're really schools are still on that old mindset where they're still kind of doing that. Factory, getting you ready for the factory work, the line
that or office jobs. Like, think about it. When you work in the office, your boss is like, I need this report by this day.
Nah, it works though. It works though. But that's why I feel like there has to be more people on the opposite end to be like, let's push this agenda. This agenda not going to stop. This is always going to be the factory. All right, what's the outlet to that? You got to get a group of people who want to see kids. Like, I want to see a 10-year-old that bakes and never goes to school. He gets homeschooled. He's the best baker in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have your talents and your gifts are suppressed from the time that you're born.
Yeah. Well, what happens is I forgot what not scientist / doctor said is every child is a genius.
Right.
By the time they hit 5,
Right.
50% of them no longer have genius potential
Right.
because of the way they're being molded. They're saying no, and this is what I'm trying to do with my daughter now. Rather than when she starts acting up, I try to look into it and be like, all right, what are you doing?
Right.
Let's try to separate this. She at one point we had pieces of paper on the wall. Right, I couldn't afford an easel.
Right.
Now I was able to buy her easel. I have chalk, I have paint, and I have paper for her to draw on.
Right.
And now she's enjoying that. Now
Right.
she's starting to draw more.
Right.
She loves reading books. She loves when we read books to her. So now she's learning that.
Right.
So at least now I know she's more of a creative and literature mixture. And I'm
Right.
like, that's perfect. At the same time, as similar to your daughter, like she easily picked up fighting. Like my
Right.
daughter, I'm teaching her boxing right now, so she hits me with a 1-2 and a hook every once in a while. I'm like,
Right.
we gotta relax that,
Right.
baby.
Right.
But she's getting into it, and I'm trying to teach her as much as she can. She's in cheerleading now. I wanted her to do wrestling, but the schedules are conflicting.
Yeah.
And then gymnastics is my next thing. If I can get her,
wrestling this early, man.
what do you mean?
Why not?
Yeah, she's gonna mess up her knees. Or
No,
something.
it's not.
Her back gonna be all
Nah, if she the
busted
best,
up.
she'll be messing up other people's
Exactly.
knees. Busting out other people's back.
My daughter gonna have to learn wrestling
You see?
regardless. She got no choice. But
Nah, I mean you gotta learn. I feel like you have to equip your child with everything that the world could potentially
Yeah.
throw at them.
every tool that I have in my toolbox, I want my kids to have.
Nah, they need to have that in their own tool set.
So by me giving them my tools, they could venture out and get their own.
See,
Nah, yeah,
they
that's
know
dope.
they know what a screwdriver is because
That's dope. Yeah.
That's the only thing, though.
You know
My
what I'm saying?
son, he's 7 months,
Right.
right? But he's getting big, and as you look at his hand, I'm like, by the time he's probably 14, he's gonna be my height.
Right.
And I told my wife, I'm like, I'll teach him everything except like 1 or 2 things, because
Yeah,
if he tries
you
to
like
put
that
me,
old kung fu master.
no, because what
Like-
happens is like even then, like I know how I was as a kid. Me and my
You want to test the waters.
Yeah, me and my stepdad got into it. But my stepdad wasn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
greatest guy. Love him to death, but he had his moments.
Right.
And there's been times where he came at me and I stepped up and I'm like, all right, at 16, I put him through a wall. I don't want my son to be 16 putting me through a wall because he wants to act
That's
big.
a good question. What would you do? Because you say you have a son, right?
Well, yeah.
That time when the son actually tries to, alpha you. What do you want to do?
I don't
Always
see,
ask dads that. Like, what do you
I really don't see it happening, man. But I do feel like if I had to, man, I'd probably grip him up a little bit.
Right?
I learned
Just
a little
shake-
hold from
shake
my but nah, I'm a firm believer. Like, I used to get my ass whooped, bro.
Yeah.
I never put
Yeah.
my hands on my son ever or any kid. So it's like I can't do it. Like the most I've ever done was pluck him, and it's like,
That's
Yeah,
what-
what
right?
the fuck does that really do? Like,
I do it to
You know
the
what
back
I
of
mean?
my
More of a
daughter's
shock.
head.
Yeah,
When
you
my
know.
daughter's like not paying attention. I'm like, what are you doing? She's
Yeah, I mean,
It's so weird when I see. Sorry to cut you off. It's
Go ahead.
so weird when I see grown men just beating the hell out of their kids. Because in my household, if you're going to have to discipline the kid, right? Don't use your hands
Right.
because you want your hands to be as inviting as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
See.
Those same hands that gotta hug you
Yeah,
back, and
yeah.
I've been through a lot of stuff
Yeah.
physically, so I get it. Like, you know what I mean. So that I try not to do on to other people that was done to me, because like if I didn't like it, I can't expect this motherfucker to like
Yeah.
it. I can't hug you after I whoop your ass. Like, I've been there. You know what I mean. So
It's kind of creepy.
you know what I mean. But yeah, but then it's like
kinda
at the same time, like we don't understand. I believe in indigo children, so we don't understand how intelligent our children really are, and we giving them more. Yo, I didn't have no fucking video games when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Bro, I swear to God, bro, I used to play it with the back of a CD in the sunlight. Had the fucking sun beam off the back of the CD.
To find the scratches.
Nah, yo, how it used to be a reflection on the wall, and me and my brothers and sisters, we used to play with that shit, like chasing each
Word
other
up.
on the wall, bro.
I
Like, come
remember
on,
them
like that
shits,
shit's,
yeah.
come on, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or go the fuck outside. Our kids are scared to go outside. What the fuck is bullying? You know what I mean? Like, it's so much shit that we just grew up through. Like, I grew up through bullying. Nobody give a fuck. I came home and told my brother I got my ass whooped. He laughed at me.
It seems
Yeah.
more like the more that it's because it's kind of a double edged. You don't want bullies. You
No,
don't
you
want
don't
no one
want
attack.
bullies
You
at
don't
all.
want anyone attack your kids or anything. But at the same time, it's like the more we acknowledge bullying, the worse we see. You know what I'm saying? The worst.
You're
we
not
see
giving.
on
You're
the-
not giving. You gotta, like I said earlier, you gotta give your kid room to fuck up, or
Yeah.
fight back, or get fought. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I want my son to fight. I don't want to fight.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But if I teach you how to defend yourself, then you don't got to come home every day talking about you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Or if you know how to diffuse a situation before it get to that, then it don't never have to get to that. We don't never have to fight.
See, the way I see it is, all right, say my son or my daughter comes home with a black eye. Jesus. My thing is, like, if they get into a fight, I'm like, at least hit back. Whether it's one hit, at least fight back. That's all it is.
That's physical. Like, once it get physical, then it's like, all right, we got to take it to a different step.
That's where
people get talking about bullying because somebody talking about you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what it is?
I grew up in a place where, you got to talk about somebody to get to your class.
You know what it is, though?
Brooklyn.
You feel me? Like, you got to do that.
With that, the problem is when I went to high school or when I graduated, the AOL, everything, like instant messaging, but social media wasn't too prevalent.
Right.
Bullying doesn't stop at 3 o'clock anymore.
Nah, you're right. I get it.
It goes all day.
But then as a parent, why the fuck your kid got Instagram?
That's the only problem. That's another thing.
We giving you all the phones and all the shit to do all the fucked up shit. Then we making rules for you to stay on your fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you want your kid to be so separated from the world? Because the world is online now.
I don't want. I kind of don't, man. I don't want my son to be a part of the world like that. Like, now I don't know Drake shit, but
yeah. I was about to say that.
Yeah. Now I don't know Drake shit, but I don't want my son to be I always talk about, like, if I could, I would homeschool my child. Like, that's the main goal: to own a business, run a business, and homeschool my child. So if I can homeschool my child, we can avoid certain shit. I don't know how you parent.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, is if you parent fucked up and the 90% of the people in the school parent their kids fucked up, I got to be part of the 10% where I'm thinking my son going to go to school and be okay. You know what I mean? Well, he's there all day, every day for 5 days a week.
Well, like, I like the homeschooling idea.
Right.
The only thing is, with that is they don't have the personality. They don't interact.
Everybody always say that, yo. And
that's
I'm like,
thing.
Yo, I'm personality.
No, I understand that. You my thing is,
but the interaction with other kids don't.
Well, but see, I always look at it like I'm a little bit different because that wouldn't take me away from coaching. That wouldn't take me away from being. I'm revolving my world around kids. So maybe that's not my. I'm not trying to be around 30 adults. Trying to be around 100 kids with 10 adults because it's like one adult for each.
They do have
kids.
that thing now. They do have that thing now when you have a homeschool kid, you could put them just in
no, you
athletics.
You put them in athletics,
like gym class. And
but even then, it's like, yo, I don't really care for that because I'm like, yo, I'm preparing my son for whatever happens world. You got to be ready for. I don't know if they're going to do that. Y'all not doing that for them. Y'all not sitting there. If shit stop right now, nobody know. And I mean, my son knows this. You don't know how to fucking grow your food. You don't know how to get the rainwater and turn it clean. You don't know how to build no fucking house. So at the end of the day, what is school really doing is making you dependent. I don't want my son to be dependent on I don't have no friends like that. I have a few friends, but I'm not going to be saying like, oh my God, I don't have no friends. It's the end of my, and be staring at social media all day and watching everybody be social all fucking day and partying while I'm sitting here fucked up because I can't get off of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of that world. Like, that's a crazy world to be a part of.
Wow.
All right. If that's the case, with your brand, do you want to stick it with fashion or do you want to make it an umbrella corp where you have a bunch of other things? Like, you're talking about growing food, water purification, talking about building a house. Do you want your brand to be Black Cloud to be
I want the Black Cloud brand to be the brand, and then get into like a portion of that be like a nonprofit. But within the nonprofit, I want that to be teaching everything like that you need. You know what I mean? Like, I want the brand to stay fashion because I feel like the fashion is going to bring in one side of the world, and then the nonprofit to bring in the other side of the world, and just.
But that's why I'm saying, like, with Black Cloud, wouldn't you want to one day have in your neighborhood or in front of the facility you want to own to have a community garden where you see your logo? You're driving down the street, you see your logo on a billboard for this.
Yeah and no, because I'm like, I create, so I'm like, it could just be another one of my logos. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter as long as we are attached to it, as long as the foundation is attached to what's going on. Like, we know what's going on. I can be a part. Like, let's say if I was a part of this show and no one knew.
Okay.
I don't have to have my name on. What I see is coming to fruition. It doesn't even matter. You know
Right.
Okay.
So you'll rather be the silent investor.
Like, it's mine, but it's like I want somebody to run it who's just as passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to do like this is what you're into. Like, I still want to do other things. This all you want to do? You could do this. This is yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but we know when it's time to sit in the meeting. we're going to come up with this together and figure things out. So yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so so you're willing to have people say in the industry that you don't know as much,
Right.
and right, you're willing to have someone who has that passion. You'd be I keep saying willing, but you'll be proud to put your brand on it as long as you see the passion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to buy into what someone already started. I want to start something from the ground with somebody. But that's the reason why I'm like, yo, if I could, I would grab every youth and build it through them. Yo, kids get love. You know what I mean? Especially when they're good at something. And I'm like, yo, let me find the kids that's great at this, that want to do this, and don't. How about you got a kid who want to start a podcast? I mean, granted, everything is pretty open with social media, like you said, and the internet. But if you don't know how to do something, but you're good at it already, you're probably not even going to do it as hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I find the kids like, yo, I really like making candles, but I don't really know how to make candles. Yo, what the fuck? I'm about to figure it out. Put some money into that. You make the candles. That's your candle brand.
Yeah.
And we running with that. I don't really need nothing from this, more so that when it's time to sit in a big meeting and do the big thing. Let's do big things, because I still want you to. Like, it's like having a girlfriend. Like, I want you to be on the same path as me. I don't give a fuck how bad you are or how good you are or what you do. Like, are we still going towards the same place? Because you might be great at looking good and being Instagram bad, but you going that way. I'm crossing the street.
Right.
I got to cross the street. I got to be over there. Like, I don't care how much I like you. I got to get over there. That's why I don't go out. Because at the very end of the day, I procrastinate myself.
Correct.
So why would I let you assist me in procrastination and not get across the street, and that shit don't even bother you? It bothers you when I don't procrastinate with you. That's a problem. You know what I mean? And that's something that we deal with on a day-to-day. Like, I told somebody the other day, I feel bad. I feel bad about it. I kind of feel bad about it. I'm like, yo, I can't talk to you because I talk all day to people about stuff I don't want to talk about. I want to only talk about stuff I want to talk about when I'm outside of work. She's like, oh, that's so wrong. Like, no one's ever going to want to talk about what you want to talk about 100% of the time. I'm like, yes, they will, because that's what I'm going to surround myself around, people who want to talk about growing and growth in this way. Exactly. I don't want to talk about Drake and the stuff I don't pay attention to. Like, if I catch it, I'll talk about it. But this can't be an hour conversation about something that doesn't do nothing for me. I can't leave here like, yo, man, we got that conversation off about Soulja Boy. Yeah, I watched Soulja Boy shit. It was hilarious. You know what I mean? I thought it was cool. And he said some really good shit. So I'm like, yo, but I can't do that every day. I don't watch this. I don't really know who City Girls are other than Kiki, Do You Love Me and shit like that. I don't know who they are. Like, I don't know that. So I don't want to. Come on. She told me, like, yo, I work at. She's a friend, so she's like, I work at what she say she work at? She works at Olive Garden. I'm like, yo, I need to be around people who will invest in my brand and blah blah blah. Nah, yeah, I'm about to spend $3,500 on these boots.
Wait, what?
What? I'm like, but how though? You work at Olive Garden, bro? That's income tax money. How you even able to do that? And let me work at Olive Garden for $3,500. I can just push it out. I own more than one brand.
Yeah,
I do more than one thing. I don't want to be your friend if you can't put money into what I'm doing, but you go buy whatever boots for $3,500.
That's fucking crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't be your friend. I can't talk about certain things. Like, I want to protect my energy at all costs, because there's times where I get down on myself. I get in the black cloud, and can't nobody get me out of it but me. Right. So why would I be around someone who's in a black cloud who doesn't even know they're in one? I can't really help everybody like I thought I could. I can't be your Superman. I can't be his Superman. I can't save the world. I can only save my world. And if I'm not in my best outfit or my best armor, I can't even come outside today. I'm not equipped to put up with bullets getting shot at me, not physically, but like certain energies come attacking me on a day-to-day when I'm not even like, I can't do it. I'm fighting myself. I'm beating myself up in the house. I'm bruised, but I'm going outside to fight for him. Who's wrong? Yeah, he wrong. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, but that's just where we are, and as far as dealing with different people. And I feel like whatever you do, or whoever you're around, just make sure that you're good at all the time. Like, you have to be good, man, at all times, man. Because there's gonna be times where you don't feel too good, and you got a kid. You gotta get up. You know what I mean? I got to get up because I have a kid. I got to get up because I have a job. I got to get up. And it's like, yo, when do you get a chance to get down? My get down time is when everybody else is getting up in a party. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's my get down time. Like, I don't go out. I don't drink. So it's like, what are we doing?
Well, yeah,
like,
that's with going out, I remember my wife my wife now, but in college we were dating. She wanted to go out. She wanted to do all this.
Right.
I'm like, all right. I was working so hard, grinding myself down to the bone, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll go out. Why am I dropping $500-600 on 2 bottles where I can go to the store and
buy I'm getting drunk before I
Exactly.
get there.
What? Am I paying for the sparkles that are going off when you bring in it?
But that's I don't understand
you're paying for the show.
That's all it is.
I don't want the show.
And what it is even when you go to the club, they're not a fifth. They're the smaller bottles. I'm like, why am I spending this much?
Yeah. I'm
like, let's do this. And she's like, oh, she wanted to go out. I'm like, all right, whatever. This is what we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it a couple times. After that, get it out of your system because I'm not going out.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Like my for me is I'm gonna sit down and watch some Netflix and watch some TV.
Yeah, that's my downtime.
YouTube video as when you talk about people's passion, I watch people who for some reason there's a guy who likes making knives.
Right.
He made a cardboard knife. I'm like, let me get into that. Let me watch it. He made a paper knife that was super sharp. I'm like, let me watch it.
Right.
And then I now see I've been watching forging videos. I've been watching.
It's more education on YouTube there than
every
school.
YouTube is
I want to see someone's passion as you're the way you're saying. That gives me motivation.
No,
if I don't see passion, I'm like, all right, there's.
I feel like shit when I'm around people that don't do nothing, bro. Like, and even with that being said, like. This guy called me earlier, and I'm talking to him, and I felt great after I spoke to him because I gave him advice that I've been through in a relationship that he's currently going through. Yeah. It's like, and I was in a relationship where the person was telling me, basically, you can't be in a black cloud and create black cloud. And it took this guy who's literally been through a black cloud. He lost his leg. He a really good dude, man. Coach Malik, he lost his leg, and he was telling me that basically, he asked me a few questions. He's like, yo, at the end of the day, have you ever been through a black cloud? I said, yeah. He said, have you ever gotten through it? I said, yeah, I've gotten through a few black clouds. So what makes you think you can create a black cloud when you're going through a current one? And I'm like, yo, that makes total sense. And then why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't want you to become the creator that you intend
Everybody
to
just
be?
wants to see the end results. They don't want to see the beginning. They
No,
don't want to
that's
see how
very,
you
very
start.
true.
How many times I was told to stop doing something that I was doing,
Right.
and then when it's needed, when the time comes, and because I was doing what I was doing,
Right.
everyone's in good shape.
Right.
All right. Oh, I lost my job. Da 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 da. But this is the same person that would, family member tell me that you shouldn't do this.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing. You should just go get a 9 to 5 and I'm just like, nah, I can't.
No, that's crazy. I had somebody close to me.
So,
I had played professional basketball. After all of that, like after the coaching, the gym teaching shit, I left my gym teacher job. I resigned. I can't remember when, but it was a few years back. And I resigned just like it was going into summer, so I was working the YMCA job in the summertime. And I resigned. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do next year, but I want to play ball bad as fuck. Bro, I got signed 2 weeks after that to play professional basketball. I hadn't played basketball in 27 years. So I ended up playing, I'm 30, I ended up playing my first and only professional year at 27 years old. And it was like, yo, sometimes you got to stop doing things that you know what I mean? Like I like it, but I don't love it. Let me get into something I really, really want to do. And it just happens for you. And then when I came home from playing pro, somebody really, really close to me that I love, he was like, yo, you not playing ball no more? I'm like, yo, in all honesty, I just want to create clothes. He looked me dead in my eyes, yo, and he was like, yo, that shit ain't going to work for you? I'm like, what? He's like, yo, he named somebody from, like, a number block that make clothes. Like, they got a clothing line. There's a difference between a clothing line, a clothing brand, and merchandise. Yeah. You got to know that. So, at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, that's a clothing line. I want a clothing brand. He's like, yo, it's going to take you, like, 8 years just to get where he at. I'm like, I don't even know that nigga. I'm not even trying to go where he at because he obviously ain't nowhere if we talking about him. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I want to be like this person. I want to be like Damon John. I want to do things differently like than anybody. You don't even know the people I'm naming. And then, long story short, when I came out with Black Cloud a few years ago, he was the first one to buy like 5 things. Like, when you see somebody being passionate about it and you see the potential in it, you're gonna run with it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people just holding on to your coat, hoping that you get through the door where they could be like, yo, I know this nigga. At
the same time, they was pulling you down.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't get through that door. Don't even go through that door. You get through the door, it's like, oh shit, I can eat here.
Right.
Oh, I can sit right here and be next to. Know what I mean?
Nah, I close the door though.
Know what I mean? Like, I mean, you close the door if you want. Know what I mean? But I don't know how many doors I'm trying to go through more so that I'm trying to be like bruh man from the 5th floor and get through the window.
You know, there's a saying, right? Like, if you put a crab in a bucket, the crab will figure out how to get out.
Yeah.
You put multiple crabs in the bucket, none of them are gonna get out. They're constantly pulling each other down because they don't want. They're trying to get out, but they're grabbing each other by the leg.
Did you ever figure out why they do that?
Dad figured out why. No.
One's trying to climb on top of the other, isn't it?
Yeah, but why they trying to get out?
Survival.
Why they trying to pull the one, something like survival? So it's not the fact that they're in the bucket, more so than the water got hot. So the environment you live in makes you like that. If we grew up and all of us had successful people in our life and they was pushing us, ain't nobody trying to bring nobody down. You know what I mean? We live in a place where it's like, yo, perception is like, yo, if you make it, there might not be enough room for me to get out. Not too many of us make it out every year.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not too many people make it to the NBA. Not too many people make it over there. Not too many people make it over here. So, you know what I mean? Let me keep you over here with me.
Yeah.
It's not really like, yo, I want to do that, more so than the environment I live in has me conditioned to think that this is what we have to do for me to make it.
Misery
you know what I
loves
mean?
company.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be able to get out of here before you. But then it's like, even the people that be on their way out, it's like, how many people make it to where they going and look back and be like, yo, come on, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Come on, like, even I would say, like, even with Drake, I had posted this the other day in my stories. Drake one of them dudes who would rather take from an unknown artist and make that style or that swag or that flow hot, rather than grab that artist and make him hot and still get the same notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
Why do that? I'm talking about, I'm starving.
Yeah.
This about to be my only thing that can make me hot, and you're gonna take it and make it yours? This could change my whole life.
This is where, for Drake, is like a double-edged sword. Because there is that, but then again, as you see, like, there's videos of him just giving money out.
But that giving money out,
and
giving money
helping
out,
the kids go through college and
but you, all right. So me giving you money is never going to equal to me showing you how to make the money.
But at the same time, with kids who are going to college, right? You're able to pay off all their debt right off the bat. At least now they don't have to worry about that. Once they got out of work, they can take a 9 to 5 until they find their
but
job.
I'm talking about with this person. This person make music. He clearly said, "Fuck a 9 to 5."
Yeah.
I got kids.
Well, that's what I'm
trying
saying.
to
But with a student's going to become a physician,
right.
Drake comes out, or X, Y, or Z artist comes out, gives them money. Now this kid doesn't have to worry about the $100,000 that they're gonna be in.
Nah, I get it, but I'm saying that's like saying you doing something over here, so fuck what you doing over there. Now you the same person doing it, so you might be helping this corner, but you not helping this. I'm talking about. I'm saying fucking not this person like, yo, fucking, I'm going to school. Thank you, Drake, for the money. Blah blah blah. But then this person over here said, fucking 9 to 5. I'm going to grind this shit out, and I'm going to feed my whole family based off. Because once I get in the door or the window, whatever this case may be, I'm going to own candles. I'm gonna make candles. I'm gonna do it. How many kids? Right? Ask a kid who George Foreman is. They gonna say the motherfucker that make the grill.
Yeah.
Because once you got a name, you can put your name on anything, and if it pop. If it don't, it's like, that's still George Foreman.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, so this Harry, Dick, and Tom rapper could have gotten a door with his one flow and been a one-hit wonder 10 times, and then open up a Starberry sneaker deal.
Yeah.
And open up and could have fed family after family, generation after generation, versus now we got to go back to banking on one other kid to be a physician.
Well, that's the thing. Even then, depending on the field with the business, say this kid does start a business, then he has, all right, Drake helped me out, or XYZ helped me out, right? So they would a pay it forward type of situation. Now it all depends on the kid who they are.
All right, but what my thing is, why he didn't do it with the person that made the song? He didn't steal a kid like, oh, you want to be a physician? Let me go do a physician shit.
In the music industry, people will sell these records for a couple $100.
They thieves,
they give the masters away. I'm like,
they thieves, bro. I feel like I love Dame Dash, man. Yeah. That's just where I'm at with it. Dame Dash and Dick Gregory, like, those are two dudes that I listen to every single day.
Yeah.
Every day. And if you know who they are, then you're like, I could kind of put my head where he stands, and that's just how I am. It's just certain shit makes sense, certain shit just don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like if you have clout or you have a platform, why would you take or steal from somebody without a platform?
Right.
Correct.
Like, why do that? Like, y'all just fight y'all up there by yourself. Don't fight. I'm not playing a nigga in the fucking overseas in the worst league when I'm LeBron James 1-on-1 for $10. What are we doing that for? It don't make sense. You know what I mean? I got Gatorade contracts. I'm not doing that. So fight the motherfuckers up there. Y'all fight for records. Y'all get the same beat from Zaytoven, how Soulja Boy was saying, and y'all figure that out.
Yeah.
Don't steal from me, my man who made this beat in his bathroom. You know what I mean?
Thing, like,
Right,
with that is they paid a couple $100 for it.
They don't do that all the time, bro.
A majority of the time.
Nah, I don't know if majority of the time.
That's why with what was it? Stairway to Heaven was sued. The song Stairway to Heaven, they got sued because they took the sample away without having paid for it. Nowadays you can't get that back. You have the master. You have the.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough.
As long as you have the
music.
masters, right?
That's the only issue.
Right.
But they're like, all right, we can pay $50 to get the beat, or I'll give you $500 to get the masters. A lot of people are like, all right, you know what, $500 more, let me give you the masters. You have the masters to it now.
Yeah, maybe I don't know enough about.
They'll
music,
have. If you look it back, Curtis Jackson was actually part of Missy Elliott's production group for 1 Minute Man, which is 50 Cent.
Yeah,
like, you're there. No one knew. Like I remember just going through the album and I see him like Curtis Jackson. Like, I know that name from somewhere.
Right.
Looked it up. I'm like, all right, that's 50 Cent. And they went through. Bruno Mars used to make a shit ton of music for Beyonce.
Nah, but that's different when you making the music for them.
But that's the thing. Even though they're selling, a lot of people start when they make the $500 rather than investing that back in the studio, they go up here and buy sneakers with that. A lot of these people who are grinding, they're like, all right, I'm gonna grind to make this music. I'm gonna make this music. I got a payday. Let me go spend it somewhere else.
I think you're seeing it more as the owner.
No, yeah, like somebody who on
seeing
SoundCloud.
it more of just the hustle.
If somebody's on, if I make a song right now on SoundCloud and they get 100 views, but this shit like, yo, this got potential to be the best song of the fucking year, and he hear it. I didn't put the work in to say I own it too crazy. Nobody know who the fuck I am, and he just runs with it. I'm stuck in a spot.
But see now, like I feel like you're going back to the Drake thing, right? The way I see it is, think about the kid who made the dance, the Shiggy challenge. The moment that got big, right away put him into the music video. Now this kid is part of TV.
But I feel like it's certain you gotta Shiggy with Shiggy before he made the challenge.
But that's the thing, like
you can't take from somebody who got a platform.
But he got much bigger afterwards.
I get that, but you can't. If I have no if I come out of nowhere, I have no songs rolling nowhere right now. Nothing on YouTube you're gonna find musically. But then I make a song and I'm like, this is my way to fuck out of here. Yeah. And then that shit ends up on Fortnite.
Yeah, but that is
dance or something.
It's like, what can I do now? I'm done. I didn't
like that kid. Did he ever get paid for that?
Floss,
the floss dance?
Yeah, he's suing Fortnite.
But as a lot of them suing Fortnite.
It's billions of dollars.
Where's that going? I didn't hear anybody.
It's still going through the process. They're gonna drag it out. Like Carlton Dance is also suing them.
We're gonna hear about it 10 years from now.
I guarantee Fortnite got enough money to shut.
Oh yeah, they
do. They could just give them the bread and just say fuck the
court. They'll settle out of court. They'll get a couple grand, a couple thousand, and then the kid is fine. But now even then, with the Floss kid, all it take was one video for him to push.
I get it.
And now also think about with music, if you keep grinding, it's the same way was King Batch was for Vine, and all these people who were, they constantly grinded at it. They got their face out there and they were able to push. A lot of people I know from the music industry, they're like, all right, I sold this, I'm good. Right. I sold this.
No, I get it. I would sell some shit that somebody could have.
And I'm like, when I talk to them, I'm like, how's about with that money now you put it towards more studio time, you do this, they're like, oh, but I really want a pair of sneakers. I'm like,
oh no, I get
what
that.
Are you doing?
That's that broke mindset.
I mean, my only thing is if it's just about, I guess I'm a creator, so it's like if I create something, I want it to be known. If I'm not selling it, I want to be known for it. Like this, I created this. If I'm not like, yo,
you're an artist,
you know what I mean? Like this is what I did. Like now, if I'm like, yo, I made this, and like, yo, this is yours, you can have it. Like, do what you want with it. Then do what you want with it.
Like you're saying, like Leonardo da Vinci didn't do that damn chapel just for it to just sit up there and not get credit for it.
Who did that shit?
Right. So if you, my thing is, all right, in today's day and age, when a beat is made or taken or a song is made, you can go on and find who produced it. Right. Well, it's gonna be a no-name guy. You can find that information. That's all it is. Like, give me a song, I'll look it up, and I can tell you how many people.
All right, so let's say right now I make a beat, right?
All right.
And I I sampled it off some song, right? It didn't get cleared or nothing like that. He's in the industry. He hears the beat. He remakes the beat. He goes to the person who the sample made it and gets it clear who owns the beat.
You would have to get the permission from the sample first.
Who owns the beat? He has. All right, so he knows the person who made the original song. He got the sample cleared.
Correct.
He remade my beat the same way. Got it cleared through the person because he knows Marvin Gaye's dad.
Yeah.
So who owns the beat? Me and him. But I made the beat first.
Check.
It's his check. He get it.
Check.
That's fucked up.
It all depends.
Don't do that.
It all depends. Like you make the beat, right? Technically speaking, the person who made the beat owns it. Now, if Marvin Gaye's father comes after you because of that, then all right, now Marvin Gaye's father owns the beat. Now, say you come to
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. That's the first time I'll be listening to Marvin Gaye.
So we'll go. You go. He comes to Marvin Gaye's father afterwards. After he acquired that beat, he's like, "Hey, I want to use it." Marvin Gaye's father's like, "All right, here you go." So Marvin Gaye's father owned that beat.
Nah, but I'm saying if this guy right here doesn't get because he know like that's like he's best friends with somebody who makes songs with Rihanna and he gets Rihanna shit sampled and cleared. He owns the beat because he remade it, got it cleared, and they kind of own it. But then it's like I made the beat first. Why are you over here bothering my shit? Why you just don't be like, yo, you a great producer, come fuck with me because I can get your beat cleared.
Yeah, that's the thing though.
We all can eat. Time. Yeah, but if we all can eat, bro, I can keep making beats. You gonna steal one thing off my fucking plate when I can provide you a fucking feast every fucking day? That don't make no sense. We all can eat right now. Like that's the problem. Everyone think like I saw a meme and it was talking about like how people eat breakfast over here and how people eat breakfast over here, lunch and dinner, right?
Yeah.
Fucking America plate is the same size every fucking meal.
Yeah. Everybody
in America eats a big ass plate. You eat to the point where you can't bust a move.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, we don't have to eat like that. You don't have to be like, yo, give me, mine. You don't have to do that. And it's not going to hurt you less if you like, damn, I got this whole this whole table full of food. Let my man eat.
Exactly.
And let me show him how to cook a little bit too, because then we can have 2 more tables.
When we started this show, my fault to cut you off. When I started and my friend started this show, it was all about what can we do for each other,
right?
And if we are going to have people on, what can we do for them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get you. Like it doesn't have to be famine thinking all the time.
Right.
You know?
See, like, say my thing is that why do we have these giant plates? It's urban areas, not urban, but like as in black communities. But I mean like urban as in inner cities, like just jam packed people, skyscrapers. Why do we need skyscrapers for? More than 50% of food production goes to the garbage in the United States of America.
Right.
How many homeless people are out there?
Everybody.
You could feed these guys.
There's homeless people with houses.
The only problem is now, restaurants at one point, I don't know if they still do it, when they throw food away, homeless will come out and eat it. That hurts me. And then I hear that the restaurant started throwing Clorox on it. So that these people can eat it.
Right. You seen that one at that one at Walmart? That shit was sad, yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had thousands of food and shopping carts that they put inside of a truck to get shipped out to garbage.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was people back there because they don't let you see it. They was back there and they was looking at expiration dates, things that didn't even expire yet, nothing like that.
And they ain't let them take it.
No, that's the only problem.
It was crazy when I was a kid, yo. I don't know if it's still there, but they make the JJ's cookies and donuts and shit. It's somewhere like in Belleville, Kearney.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember riding a bike. I had a lot of Hispanic friends, so we used to like fix bikes.
I think that's Kearney.
Yeah, and ride through the train tracks up Grafton and ride through the train tracks and get there. Yo, we used to go in the garbage can, take them fucking cookies right out that shit, the black and white cookies, take them shits right out, expiration date or not. And it's like, yo, at the end of the day, my thing is, if you're not going to eat, there's some people right now that's going to eat shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to eat nothing, or I'm going to eat really out the garbage can, whether it's covered or not. Why wouldn't you give them some? I don't give a fuck about the expiration date.
That's the only problem. Like, what happens is when you go to Walmart, you look at the apples. Why are they super red and super shiny?
The wax.
The wax. Now on top of that, did you realize that with this, how many of these fruits don't come out that apple shape? I have gardens in my backyard.
Right.
I've had sweet corn, and they were all different various sizes. Why are they all the same sizes?
Right.
The ones that don't match get tossed.
Right.
Same thing with the oranges. They're not the same size. They get tossed.
I get it.
Somebody did open up a grocery store which had like a 2-headed carrot.
Oh, I get it.
So you have the non-stereotypical type,
the non-pretty
right?
fruit.
With bananas, why is it that people throw them away when they're brown? I'm like, you can make a
eat 'em when
milkshake with that.
You're supposed to eat them when they're brown.
Yeah, I was about
Right?
to say you supposed to eat them.
That's when all the sugar come to the top.
That's the thing. Like for me, being Hispanic as fuck, like we'd make milkshakes out of it.
Right.
Like that was us. We get milk, we get bananas, ice, and a little bit of sugar.
Protein
and
shake.
we
is the
were
best
happy.
when the
Nah,
bananas
yeah.
are-
Like that-
But my thing is, you ain't supposed to waste nothing.
That's another thing. Like
Waste not, want not. Yeah.
Say-
We come from a wasteful community. Though.
say
It's from society.
what I did
Society.
for a very long time, I would grab the organic material, I'd blend it up, throw it in my garden. I'll
Right.
till it, and I'm like, all right, now I have minerals in my soil. I don't have to go and buy other stuff.
Right.
And I recycled it. Say I didn't get to an apple. Say it did go bad, and I didn't want it. Grind it up, throw it in the soil.
Yeah.
Guess what I have the next season? I decided to put some cherry tomatoes in. My cherry tomatoes were bigger than my first season. I'm like, it's a completely different thing.
Little secret, yo. Put a banana, crack an egg in that damn thing, cover it up. Yeah, your shit will blossom faster.
Well, the eggs actually helps to prevent bugs to come and eat it. They get, especially snails.
Yeah,
they get over
snails
it.
be
Yeah.
pissing me
Well,
off.
So like,
smart. I ain't
and
think
now
about that.
this is things that I had to teach myself.
Right.
Nobody taught me how to do
Or
gardening.
YouTube.
Actually, I
YouTube,
said,
great.
actually
Listen,
no,
I-
my
I-
bad. I have to credit to my 5th grade teacher, Miss Roner. What happened was she taught us about the germination process
Right.
for corn, and from there, like I was always fascinated by it. I'm like, all right, little by little, I bought a book. I don't buy books. I bought a book for gardening. I looked at it, grew that.
Okay, but you had the fortunate for someone to come in and say, this is a good idea, right?
Yeah.
As a young person. Now,
Well-
what do you say to someone who's older, who's just now trying to get this shit together,
Yeah.
right? Let's just come on. Most people start to get this shit together around 30s
Yeah.
now.
Definitely.
So let's just say they're older, they're just trying to get this shit together. What do you say to them? Like, how do you get them to be like, listen, you can't be
actually,
wasteful?
I had that with a few classmates of mine. They love cherry tomatoes. So what I did was I'm like, yo, bring in a box of cherry tomatoes, eat them. I bought my cherry tomatoes. I'm like, try these. They like the cherry tomatoes that I grew much better compared to the ones from the grocery store. Now the 4 guys that I introduced that to are starting to grow their own cherry tomatoes and their own vegetables.
That's dope.
So I'm like, all right, here. Now, it's not what you're telling them, it's what you're showing them.
Nah, yeah.
So that I can show you the difference between the two, or I can show you how to grow them afterwards. I'm like, all right, I'll show you how to do this.
Well, that part
As
goes
the saying
back.
goes is, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, he can eat for a lifetime.
Right.
This is the same way of that. With the vegetables. When they want to get their stuff together, they're like, all right, I want to start doing more physical things. I want to build my own bed. They want to do things with their hands.
Right.
Carpentry. Building a bed is very simple. You 2x4s, pieces of plywood, you're set. You build yourself a bed frame. Now, you want to build a bookshelf.
Right.
That's 4 pieces of wood and some shelves.
Right.
You're set there. And little by little, you can show people that what they want to do is going to be done.
But
Right.
you have to surround yourself around those type of people. You have to surround yourself around someone who has the ambition to start doing things like growing their own stuff. But what happens if you surrounded by people who smoke all day, or who eats McDonald's for breakfast and dinner? Like,
Well,
what do you do?
You're
with them?
literally talking to the 22-year-old me before I bought the house.
Okay, but so
what I
let's-
had to do was cut them all out. Literally, I had a bunch of friends in high school. I talked to 4 or 5 of them. Like, I'm not gonna be associated with people who are gonna smoke all day, say I want to become a millionaire, but you're not giving me a 5-year plan.
That's why I said it's
That's
better
exactly
to be
what I was about to
kinda
say.
Yeah, I'm like-
kinda
I'm like-
you want- I'd rather be alone and be around people that say I
Yeah.
got friends.
And-
Yeah,
until,
that
you know
assists with
what?
your
And then what
procrastination. I love that.
happens when you first start seeing me? Then you start growing your vegetables, your bell peppers in your part.
Dude, the best
need
thing I
some
did,
veggies, bro.
dude, the best thing I did was grow that one pepper.
My thing too,
in
though.
love.
I think it was with you too. The cherry tomato. What happened was he's like, I'm not gonna spend time on that. I'm like, here's some vegetables. Come to my backyard.
My
He came
word.
over. I'm like, here, have some. Boom. Next thing you know, he got bell peppers growing. He had chilies growing out. I think at one point.
I had sage and I had
Yeah.
my own mint.
And
all that
a lot
stuff.
of people
'cause
say
I love
like
mint.
a
That was-
a,
those were
a lot of
the
people
shit.
say like, oh, I can't grow these herbs. I'm like, first off, yes you can. You know those at the dollar store how they have the shoe racks?
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
vinyl, but they let the water seep through. Put food like since they're little racks and like little angled on, put a little soil, throw some seeds on top. Put them on your windowsill. You literally all you have to do when you want them, bring them in if you're in an apartment.
Oh no, yeah, you definitely about to show me how to
And
do
then
this.
you're
we
fine.
got you, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
You can have
Starting this at the
people
compound.
like using
That's dope.
people like using oregano, sage. They like using rosemary.
Nah, yeah, that's dope.
And all these simple vegetables that herbs you can grow.
Yeah.
And say you go to the store and buy some cilantro. All you have to do is cut the bottom, put it in water, and have it in a light source, and you'll have your cilantro being able to stay fresher.
Interesting.
Or you can get a rooting solution, cut it at a 45-degree angle, cut a little bit on the outside, dip it in this rooting solution, put it in a like a coconut compound so that it can grow its roots, and now you have an actual plant. You can do that with roses.
Yeah.
You ever buy a rose and
So
you're
the
like, I
point
really
is-
like how it looks.
Yeah.
You cut it on the angle, you put it in the water, it lasts longer. You cut it on the angle, you strip the outside a little with rooting solution, now you have a rose bush.
Damn.
And this is
man,
little
I
things
ain't
people
buying
don't
flowers
know.
from nobody.
we always teach you
And
that.
this is why,
That's
like,
dope.
it's what, like if you notice when I'm speaking about it,
Yeah.
it's a passion that I have.
Yeah. But
it
I'm
becomes a
really
passion.
into it.
And
And when we were talking about smoking, like smoking at one point was a passion for me. In which
Right.
sense was I educated people on the differences of the strains, of the difference of the hybrids that are there. I didn't touch it till I was 21,
Right.
exactly.
and I'm like,
You shouldn't.
I let my brain develop. But at the
Plead
same
the
time,
fifth.
I was a societal robot, right? My thing was at 21 because at least the frontal lobe finished developing at 25, but at least long term,
Yeah.
I'm set. I didn't burn all my stuff. I have friends who started at 13. I'm like, all right,
Burnt out.
you're
boy.
you're burnt out because you smoked way too much. I showed him the first time, like, yo, come do
like
a
27?
puff or two, and do jujitsu.
Yeah,
He thought I was crazy.
Yeah, my
until he
body
did it.
was hurting all the time, right? I don't know how we got into this, Jesus. But my body was hurting all the time. He said, yo, this stops inflammation. I was like, I'm not fucking... Are you insane? He was like,
Yeah.
dude, just do it. And I like that. But again, it comes back down to who you decide to surround yourself
Yeah,
with.
like my thing is, don't be a crab in the bucket. Don't worry about that. If you feel like it's getting too hot, separate yourself.
That's the
That's
number
all
one
you gotta
thing.
do.
You can't look at it like I say it like this: the people around you not even really the problem. It's who you are when you're around them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like how much do you work on yourself still?
That's
like,
very true.
You know what I mean? Before I leave out the house, I want to be great. Then you go around people that don't want to even be good, and you're
Correct.
like, fuck it, I don't even want to be great anymore.
I've been to something similar to that,
Right.
and you kind of have to sit back and almost like meditate. Not really meditate. You don't have to really sit down and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
You just sit back and really internalize what's going on
Right.
and be like, do I like me during this time or do I
Right.
like me during that time? And I like me when I'm more productive.
Yeah.
I like production because I don't like having an idle mind because my idle mind gets me in trouble. I don't
But
want to be
then
in
how many people do that for themselves?
Yeah, but you have to want it. You have to want
That's what I'm saying.
something better.
But my thing is always like always be careful with who you deal with, relationship, friendship, whatever. Because like, how many people want for you what you want for you? You know what I mean? Like, how many people want that for themselves? How many people say like, you know what? Like, yo, I was in a bad relationship, so let me make sure I'm good in A, B, C, D.
Oh no,
before I
they
get into.
they continue the same cycle.
You know what I mean? Like I was there. Like that, I've been in a black cloud relationship,
Yeah.
so it's like, yo, like I loved my ex girl. I would take her back like this, but then it's like, all right, so no matter what I do right now, you know what I mean? Like, am I working on me? If I am working on me, does that mean she's working on her?
You
So
know-
we might still not be compatible, no matter what I do for myself.
What happens is with that, in my opinion, it's comes to you, but then it also comes to your household.
Right.
For the simple fact, I didn't have the greatest environment,
Right.
but I make sure my daughter does.
Right.
But I'm still teaching her is the hard work you have is what you get.
Right.
If I tell you, hey, no Kindle, we're not using a Kindle, the moment you touch your Kindle and turn it on, guess what? You don't have it for the rest of the night.
Right.
You can spend an hour without it now, or you can use it
Now
when
you
you're
gotta
eating.
give them the good choices.
So
they
with
can
that
make a
is,
decision.
you're trying. You gotta try, and it's even though you're in a bad situation, you want to get out. Say
Right.
you're stuck in that bad situation,
Right.
and you have kids. Make it so that your kids can get out.
Right.
Set the good example for her
Right.
for them. Like I told you, my mom. I didn't even say this, but my mom was 18 with 3 kids.
Right.
Right, and she met my stepdad. That's when I finally moved out of Brooklyn. And I saw her grind with
Right.
the 3 kids. When she was on her own doing that, she was going to college. She became an accountant.
All right.
I saw this grind. So I'm like, all right, even though I tell you right now, I'm a lazy fuck when I'm home. My
Right.
wife will tell you that too, right? But the moment I step out that door and I'm at work, I'm working till I'm tired.
Right.
Say I get home and I'm tired, and I tell her, you know what? I'm very spontaneous to it. So say at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or say 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to the gym. My wife's like, all right, go. When you come back, your food will be ready in the microwave,
right.
and your clothes will be in the bathroom.
Right.
And that's why I love her for that. I'm like, I am set. Like
Right.
if I get out there and I have my mind to something, she's like, all right, do it.
Let's do it.
I was laid
She
off.
gives you room to do
Yeah.
what you naturally need to do.
Yeah, so I was laid off for about 4 to 6 months when I first started the union.
Right.
I wanted to build a poker table.
Right.
She told me not to build it. I built it in our bedroom. She hated me. There was sawdust everywhere.
Wow.
But at the end of it, she's like, if you want to do it,
Right.
do it. Now, she bought me a couple of things I needed to, so
Right.
I could do it in the backyard now.
Right.
I'm like, perfect.
Like, fuck it, get out the bed.
Yeah, I'm like-
Calls you out the bedroom.
Right?
Now, like,
But
Sometimes you
she
gotta do that.
she gave me that.
right.
And I was lucky. Not a lot of people are lucky like that. I
Nah,
have
you
the
right.
grind. I had the grind that I saw from my mom, and I have someone who's willing to push me.
Nah,
But
yeah.
that's because I surrounded myself at that point. How many people do I know that ended up having the person who pushed them for everything, but then they chose the bad chick off Instagram?
I'm
I'm like, what are you doing?
Nah, it's just because it boils down back
Yeah.
to perception, man.
So
You got
like,
the
that's
bad
why
shit.
there's a meme out there like is like, do guys ever tell their boys like, hey, she's good for you? I've done that for my friends.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, I just told my boy that earlier. Yeah,
I'm like-
I mean, I can't speak for every guy. I'm not. I can't. I went from doing the like generalization of everything
Yeah.
to like, you know what, I know people, it varies. So it's like, I don't know if I can do generally, more so like I know people are brainwashed to some extent. So
Yeah.
I can generalize when it comes to that.
Correct.
But when it comes down to shit like that, like I don't know if every man does this. Like someone's like, yo, you seem so different. You didn't ask me for my phone number yet. We just talked through Instagram. I said,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Right.
She's
Right.
like, no, every other dude is like, yo, I need your phone number. I'm like, do they? Really?
Yeah.
We talk through here perfectly fine.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm good.
But you
Like,
know what it is? Like,
No, if you want
from
me
what
to
I-
have your phone number,
You just
give
say
me your
it.
phone
Yeah,
number.
right. Just say it.
from what I'm saying is at least now I've surrounded myself with those type of people.
Right.
Like he's respectful, I know that, and people at the dojo, we have some meatheads come in, yes,
No, yeah.
but they're respectful in some sense.
Yeah.
Same thing with my coworkers, the people I work with as an electrician. We grind. Sure, we take our time,
Right.
but when it's like, all right, we have to finish this in the 8 hours,
Right.
we're done in those 8 hours. We
Right.
make sure we get our work. We procrastinate at times, yes.
Yeah.
I have my friends who procrastinate, but then at the same time, I have them when we need a grind, we'll grind.
Let's be honest. Union is for procrastination.
You wish.
Union is for it.
You wish.
All right, the union.
Plead the
You
fifth.
got. All right,
Well,
I've been in the union too.
What
Relax.
union were you in?
But I was asbestos.
You see?
Yeah.
Well, that asbestos is almost gone nowadays.
Yeah. It's,
In the old building, that's
yeah,
what it is.
Yeah.
No, but it
we
is
mostly did
true.
Schools.
People like my thing is a lot of the perception people see is 4 people standing around, one person working in the union. Now, it's because of PNC and G. You see them going down in the tunnel, and you see this rack. My thing is when you really learn about it. Say that person down there was a gas leak that they didn't smell, they didn't see, they pass out. Like natural gas has no smell.
Right.
They put the sulfur smell in it so that you can tell.
Right.
Yeah, you're in underground, you're doing these electrical work. All of a sudden, you pass out.
Right.
Those 4 people, one of them has to crank the machine, one of them has to give you the CPR. They have to try to save you. And my thing is, you have to. It's a circle. Like the moment, all right, you have 3 hours down there, next person goes down, because within those 3 hours, the fumes could get bad, and even though they're not terrible in the
Right.
small systems, the small leak that's there, in 3 hours it becomes deadly.
Right.
Now 2 hours you pass out. So 2 hours someone has to come out. The next person goes in, and got to go round robin with it.
You gotta be. You gotta
Yeah.
trust the man next to you.
That's another thing there.
Trust
Like
is big,
so,
man.
my thing
Trust
is,
big.
and this is what I'm glad about the union I'm in is even though we all play around, we all have horseplay, we all know CPR.
Right.
The moment something happens to one person, we know what to do. I get a cut, someone knows how to tie a tourniquet.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. When it comes to CPR, I'm looking all in their mouth first, like.
You
Yo,
can take
fuck
a.
if you, I'm
Well,
sorry.
you're supposed to see if there's anything.
I'm like, I
if
don't
you
know.
can see a
if-
plastic bag around or something, take
Yeah,
the
I was about to
plastic
say,
bag, rip it.
I always
cover
joke
the
about
head,
it. I'll
put
be
a
like,
hole
yo,
in
I
it.
don't know if I got that in me, bro. I don't know if I got that in
But
me.
that's the thing, like
When the time happens, you I mean, when times happen, that's when you know if you could do it or
I'm
not.
like, yo, I smoke, man. I don't even share blunts, bro. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in a long time, so I retired from that. There's just too much going on.
That's the thing, like talking about smoking, and CPR. A friend of mine ended up having a seizure.
Right.
One day when we were all smoking, like none of my friends know.
Seizure?
Yeah, he just started
While
convulsing.
smoking?
No, not from smoking.
Oh,
man.
I'm about to
I think
say,
he hit his head earlier in the day, and then out of nowhere, started convulsing and having a seizure.
Oh.
None of my boys knew what to do. So this kid's on his back, and I'm in the kitchen. They're like,
Yeah, situation.
I start walking into the living room, and I see him like literally as fall, and he's just convulsing back. I'm looking around, I'm like, I felt like it was forever. They told me I responded right away, and I went straight to it.
Right.
But I see these guys just standing there. I'm like, you're letting him on his back for a convulsing person. Hit him on the side, and don't put your hands in their mouth. That's not true. That's where they used to fuck up. Don't put the mouth.
Get your
What you do is you go, and if they do end up biting their tongue, having them on their side, they won't swallow it. Thankfully, this kid survived. As soon as he came to, gave him water, got him hydrated. I'm like, yo, you gotta get you to the doctors. Gotta go to the
Let me
hospital.
ask you a question.
Had him.
What's going on with you, man? Why are these people dropping around you?
I'm drop dead gorgeous,
Yeah,
boy.
Drop dead.
That's
Giving
what it
people
was.
seizures. We can't hang out no more.
Yeah, I was
We
about to
can't.
say, I don't know, man.
But this was the group that I had to cut myself off of.
Nah, yeah, that's too
Right?
much, man.
And now the kid that it happened to, he became a lawyer. He separated himself for a
That's
bit.
dope.
And now the kid that I separated myself from, he ended up changing a little bit. Now he dropped shit ton of weight. Another friend of mine from that group became a realtor. So we all had to change somewhere along the line.
Right.
Now I'm able to talk to these guys.
Everybody changes at a different point in their life, man.
So
Certain
now
things
I'm
gotta happen.
glad. I'm like, at least we've all hit that point.
Nah, yeah.
Now the 5 friends that I talked to from high school are these 5 friends. But I would smoke with them. I went to go do my own thing. And I would come back to be like, all right, what do we need to do?
Right.
What can I do to help you guys? And I would always have these conversations with them. And for my friend who's a realtor, we also did stock together.
Right.
And I love this kid. He's like, all right, for $500, this is what we're gonna do. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna talk about stocks. We're gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna give you the 500. We're gonna try to divide what you want to do.
Right.
He's like, let's go to the Bank of Greece. They ended up flopping over, and I'm like, do Sprint, buy T-Mobile. They didn't want to do that, and this was a couple years back. They were 90 cents a piece. They shot up to 14. They shot up to $14 at $22 at one point. I sold it when they were at $15. So the money I lost from him that I felt was already gone, I made back twice. I'm like,
I don't got friends like that, man.
right?
You do now, dogs.
Yeah, I don't got friends like that, man. Yo, I think that's the hardest thing. I would say a black cloud over the business would be not being financially stable to the point where I can do certain things I want to. Like growing up, like I grew up where you're like 10 years old with fucking Comcast in your name and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so by the time you get to a point where you even know what credit is, you ready to get a credit card just to blow it. Then when you really realize what it is, you don't got it to do it like that.
Look, what's crazy is I know grown as people with no credit score.
No credit score?
That was
No
me.
credit score.
That was me.
And my thing is they don't want to do the $500 for the security credit card, which is basically
$500?
you start with the 500.
You start with 500. They give you 300 on the credit card. The 500. I mean, it's like a 200 deposit plus the 300.
That money is there for just in case you can't pay it. It goes into it, just in case.
It's called a secure line.
And then from there you build up your card. You build up your credit score.
And after that, once you are known to the credit company as a
reliable
source, they give you an unsecured line. That's when you start getting like the Amexes and all that crazy stuff.
I still wouldn't do it. I mean, I would use it for
You need
business.
you in this country you need credit.
I don't.
Credit.
I'm
Credit's
not gonna lie,
everything.
bro. If I had credit right now, I'd probably be looking a little bit different with certain things because I want the brand to blossom, but right now it has to blossom naturally. Like the one thing that I do, like I come out of pocket for everything. You know what I mean? Like, and I usually I used to print for other people. And some people, you know what I mean, get the print and they dip, you know what I mean, like certain things like that. But then it's like after a while, I was like, yo, like I need to print for me. So I start printing for me. But in reality, like now, like I have a printing business separate from the Black Cloud business because I'm more into like business.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
So your printer business, what is it called?
Right now it has no name. I just restarted like maybe like 3 weeks ago.
So that could be Black Cloud print.
Nah, I can't. I don't want to tie names.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want.
So
you
don't want the full umbrella.
Nah. I want the umbrella to be over Black Cloud. I want Black Cloud to be a portion of the umbrella.
Oh, okay.
The umbrella, Black Cloud is just a part of something bigger than it's bigger than Black Cloud. Like, but Black Cloud is just the one thing that I feel like is definitely going to be able to get me in those doors and those windows that I want to be in because it means a lot. I'm passionate about what it represents. I feel like before like all of the mental health issues like this Black Cloud's been, you know what I mean, like the mental health stuff is fairly new in the media and stuff like that. I've been doing Black Cloud. It's been about that. It's been about mental health issues because that's all a Black Cloud is a mental blockage of what you're doing. And, you know what I mean? It could be a creative block, like I can't write, I got writer's block. It could be anything that stops you from being better than what you know you can be. I can be better than this. You know what I mean? I can you guys can get a bigger spot. It's like certain things, like it happens the way it does, but it's like I can get to it no matter what happens, bro. Like the one thing people used to always tell me, and I found it hard to believe, is like, yo, you come from nothing. You should use that to make you get to the next level. And I never had that bone in me. I never had that like, yo, both my parents were on drugs, and I grew up in a one bedroom with 7 people in a fucking twin size bed. Like I didn't use that to be like, yo, man, I'm gonna be better than. Because sometimes you get complacent, like, yo, damn, I got 2 bedrooms now, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like better than one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are we eating every other day?
That's a good point. Is when people reach their goals, they tend to get lost.
Yeah.
And,
that's a big thing.
And I was lost at 22 when I got the house because that was always my goal. Get it by the time I'm 24. I was able to do it at 22, and this is why I became lazy at jiu-jitsu. I became lazy and everything else.
Right.
I like just couldn't do anything. That's where I started finding passions, which was carpentry, the gardening, and I'm like, all right. Even though I got my goal, I have my passion, so that until I figure out my next goal. Now I have my next goal. I eventually want to own an apartment complex.
Right.
That's my goal.
Right.
I'm about to beat you to it, but go ahead.
All right. So
let me get an apartment.
I'll get the apartment complex. Then I buy the next one.
Right.
And the next one.
That's dope, man.
And my end goal is, so when I retire, I want 600 acres in North Carolina.
North Carolina?
I want it high raised, and I want it I'm going to keep an acre or 2 for myself, and the rest is going to be a hunting lodge.
They're selling land in Italy for fairly cheap right now.
Yeah.
In Sicily. It's fairly cheap, bro.
I would if I was into vineyards. I'm not into wines.
I'm just trying to get the fuck away, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to be by. Like, I kind of want to be done with, like, certain things in society. Like, if I didn't have to have a phone, I wouldn't have a phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I don't want to be you know how, like, I don't want to wake up to, like, go to Instagram telling myself, like, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, why am I on Instagram at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? So when I'm creating, I try not to even have my phone next to me. You know what I mean? So if I can really get myself out of that, like, I don't want to be near certain shit, then I just wouldn't do it. Like, if I can, like, show up every other month because I have to, then I would. Like, yo, where the fuck is he at?
What are you
He's off
gonna
the grid.
do about marketing? Like, if the goal is not to be part of,
I don't have to. I don't personally, like, if I build the brand successfully and put the right pieces in it, everybody not thinking like me. Like, yo, let me live in the fucking Sicily somewhere where nobody can contact them but 2 people. Like, but there's gonna be people under me like, yo, this is all I do. I love Instagram. I just want to do it. Then I'm not stopping you. I want the company to brand and blossom. I want it to be like that. But ultimately, like I said, I'm ready to prepare for anything. I want to grow my own shit. I want to do certain shit. I want to enjoy life and living without having to be a part of what they say we have to do. Like, I don't want to have to put all my kids through school. Gotcha. I don't want to have them go through, like, yo, I got to get a job and I got to do this. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to vaccinate my kids. Like, I don't want to go through none of that. Like, I want to be able to, if I have free will, I should be able to freely live my life. Like, I'm a firm believer that if I'm not hurting you and I'm not hurting myself, it doesn't fucking matter what I do. It's not hurting nobody. Like, I'm not hurting nobody. Let me live my life. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not hurting me, it's not hurting you, what's the problem? Because I'm not like you, Is that a problem? Like, and that's a big thing. Like, they tell you like, yo, be yourself, but not like that. Like, that's a bad way to be yourself. Why is that a bad way to be yourself? Be like that though. Like, I want to be me. Don't tell me how to be me.
Yeah.
As long as your morals are intact.
No, but even if some people have different morals, like at the end of the day, it's like if a person does something that's bad, like who's to say it's bad?
I mean, we know what's the real bad stuff, right?
That's
Murder,
what I'm saying, though.
killing,
like,
robbery. Those are the bad stuff. As long
but
as
then
we
it's
ain't
like,
doing that,
yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying though. What's to say it's bad if it's not like, damn, like this some global shit. But even then, motherfuckers be like, oh, that happened. He's a killer. And look away, like we look away a lot. We a look away community, like that shit don't happen. Yo, don't call the cops.
You know what it is?
You just killed my grandmother, bro. I'm calling the cops. The fuck is wrong with you?
You know what it is? In today's society is get your phone out and record it. Talking about a seizure, like I've watched video where people are having seizures and they're convulsing, and there's 7 people recording it. Nobody and one of the person recording is like, call 911. I'm like,
they want to go.
You have your phone on your hand.
But the call not gonna go viral. The video is.
That's why.
Right.
But they're like, oh, call 911, call 911. I'm like, you're recording it with your phone. How's about you call?
I can't call. I'm recording.
That's why it's bad to say this. Like that kid, the rapper Extension.
Yeah,
everybody would just surround him.
Yeah,
and they would just surround him, recording, and not a soul called the police officer.
I don't know if my man dead, but that's a whole nother. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm come on. Yo, I'll question.
Don't start no shit, yo.
I just question everything, man.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I just question everything because that's just who I am, man. Like, I think when you have all the answers, you don't ask questions. Or you think you have all the answers, you don't ask questions. If you ask questions, you know that there might not be an answer to it. But it makes you want to ask more questions. So it's like it's an everlasting thing.
So a conspiracy, let me ask you real quick.
Oh, yes.
Is Tupac still alive?
Yeah.
You think so?
Where?
If he dead, it ain't happen then, bro. At the very end of the day, it's like two photos that went around. They got the photo of him before he died,
right,
and the photo of the whip hit up, right. Those not even the same cars. They're not the same cars. You could tell by the rims. They both BMWs. One's a wagon, one's a car. It's 2 different cars. Why they
check
showing
out the picture again?
Come on, bro. At the end of, all right, yo, I was watching something the other day.
Well,
right?
what about the autopsy pictures?
Bro, it was missing tattoos. It was missing tattoos on.
I gotta look into this,
bro. At the end of the day, bro, my thing is, if they could do that shit in the movie, what makes you think they can't do that in real life? They could do that in the movie. They could show a fake autopsy, like, oh my god, look real as fuck. But why?
But why? Why would
now,
fake
that's
death?
That's what I'm saying. Questions lead to more questions. I'm not the dude with all the answers. Why? Why fake your own death? Shit got real. Shit got real. I gotta get low.
Long though.
Bro, yeah, what you mean? Because after you can't, once you fake your death, it takes a while for them not to be like, you can't get charged with nothing.
Didn't Tupac fake his death before?
Something like that,
7 years for the statute of limitations.
Didn't he fake his death before?
No, I don't know if he faked his death before.
Yeah, I could have sworn I read something saying that he faked his death before.
I don't know. I'm not sure if Michael did. Like, I don't even know these things. I don't know if MJ did.
Honestly, I don't know because I ain't seen no body.
But on top of that, it was this white lady at the funeral that looked just like him. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. I swear to God, bro. If you watch the little sessions they had, bro, the family was laughing at the funeral.
I seen those little conversations.
Yeah,
There was a little conversation they had with Michael sitting in bed or whatever, and he's just kind of like, "Yo, this industry's fucked up." I was like, "I gotta get out of here."
So you're saying the
and on top of that, wasn't even the real Michael, but that's another. That's an
alien.
Yeah, nah, it was.
You ain't the one that was alien.
Nah,
guys,
it was a clone, bro.
It was a
clone.
Is that like
another guy that says a clone? Kid Boo, yeah.
I don't know about this Kid Boo dude. I watched.
He came in with some dude that looked like him.
Nah, he caught that, but at the end of the day, the video they wasn't never on the same side of the shit.
Yeah,
so
he said Meek was cloned.
Who?
Meek was cloned apparently.
Nah, Gucci was.
Oh, Gucci, there you go. Yeah,
Gucci. I don't know if Meek was. I like Meek. I like Meek Mills a lot, bro.
Yeah.
I was on underground. I went to school in Philly, so underground rap was way better than industry rap in 2006.
Yeah. That's how I grew up on underground.
Yeah, Philly was dope for that. I love Philly, man. Philly was definitely dope for that, but.
So you think Michael was not dead, huh?
Nah. I mean, I really don't know, man. I just know shit be shaky, bro. When shit look shaky, like something got shook. So I'll be good off that. Like
wait. So is any celebrity that like passes and like
people really die, bro. Like death is real, bro. I don't know if everybody faking their death, but I just know certain shit just look funny. I'm sitting here saying it like mostly as a joke because like I joke a lot. I have two sides. I have a really, really serious, passionate side, and I joke a lot. And I like making people think. Like,
yeah, that's kind of our thing.
Yeah, common sense is like that shit is not common. So it's like, yo, if I like, why is these really candles? Like, is this shit really gonna light? I get a fire and see. Like, I want you to see shit for yourself. Don't just believe it because I said it, bro. So. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to believe it because I said it. I could be wrong as fuck, and chances are I am. I don't give a fuck, but I question it enough to go look at certain shit to be like, all right, this is real. Like, eating organic food, that's good for you. That's great for you. Everybody don't give a fuck about that. Not, oh, McDonald's is shit. What are you talking about? I eat McDonald's every day. It's like, all right, man, go look how they make them fries, bro. Like, everybody don't care. Just ask questions. People don't ask questions. Somebody beating their dick before they flip your burger, bro. And you don't even care. But if you come to my house like, I don't know if I could trust you, bro. Your couch look a little, know what I mean? Like, I don't know, kitchen not clean. Bro, did you see the inside of McDonald's? You eat out of a chicken shack, bro. They never change that grease.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? You know what? I do like the food cart foods.
Food cart foods?
Yeah, so like halal
like in New York?
Yeah, some tacos off of that.
I don't know about
it's
that shit.
Good. Like what I cook.
I don't know.
I cook in a cast iron skillet.
All right.
Right. You're not supposed to wash it. Literally, the heat you have, then you wipe down. I use pig fat pig fat for my grease.
See, I don't eat meat, so when I go to places like that, I always think about like that. I don't really think about the clean shit too much. I be like, yo, I know they flipping the same grease in this bitch. Like, I don't want that. Well, I want mozzarella sticks. Let me get some mozzarella sticks. I know that's chicken grease.
Yeah.
Like, that shit hurt, bro. I can't eat that. Like, you know what I mean? So
I will in my house. We use vegetable oil.
I
got you.
Do you eat? Is it vegetable oil for you, or is it
I
like
mean,
olive oil?
I'm not gonna lie, but one, you're not supposed to cook olive oil. Two, I was the most unhealthy vegetarian I would say in the history of being a vegetarian for like the past year and a half. Just because what I've been going through and shit like that, I haven't been able to cook as much and do as much as I normally do. But my main thing, like before certain shit happened, is like, yo, I gotta cook everything. One, it saves money. Two, I know exactly what's being done. You know what I mean? But then it was like, I got into a situation, I started dating this girl, and it's like, yo, get out of your box, and we going out to eat. I'm eating shit I know I ain't supposed to be eating, bro. Like, the only thing
stomach turning and shit.
Yeah, like, I'm fucked up. And it's like, yo, I started last year around this time, bro, I looked sick. Like, I looked really, really sick. Yeah, this is the lightest I've ever been since I've left high school. I was like 210 pounds.
Jeez. You
know what I mean? Like, when I left high school, I was 325. But as a vegetarian, I've never been lower than 245, 250.
Okay.
I was 210, 220 and like looking bad. Like, my face was like more like a skeleton than it is. I got these little dents, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But all of this shit was, everything was dented in. Like, and I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. It's like the best thing I got out of that, yo, I quit a black cloud, which was I was messing with marijuana a lot.
Yeah.
And I left that alone. So it's almost a year now where I haven't touched it and I won't go back to it, like, because it doesn't do nothing for me at this point.
So marijuana was one of those things that was hindering your performance?
It was hindering my performance just because of where I was. If I was already performing at a certain level, I wouldn't have stopped.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was like, what is it doing now? It's like, yo, all right, so I got $100, bro. Like, I'm not going to get the best food. I'm going to definitely spend $50 on this bud. Then it's gonna be another $10 to $15 for the roll-ups. Yeah. Then it's gonna be $25 on snack. Like, I really don't have $100, and it's like the extra $20, $25. Like, all right, now I'm gonna make a hat.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
come on, now you got like, I'm banking on selling this hat to dude. Know what I mean? And it's like, yo, that's not how it works. But at the very end of the day, the best thing I learned about business is don't spend the business money. Nothing I make off the business could get spent on something that has nothing to do with the business, like traveling, maybe if I needed it, but nothing else. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Like, nothing, I'm broke until I got it from my check, and when I get my check, some of it got to go to the brand because I pocket it. I mean, I get everything out of pocket to make this shit. So it's like I don't have nobody putting money into the brand. I don't have no investors and shit like that. Like, saying you believe in somebody don't mean you fucking putting money in their pocket or making it pop. Or me giving you free, like I was giving out free merchandise, and like people don't understand that shit hurts sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like I'm giving you out free shit that I can make $50 off easily, and I know I can sell it, but I'm gonna give it to you for you to wear it and not shout me out. You know what I mean? I don't get nothing. I can't pay a bill from clout. You know what I mean? I can't pay a bill from this motherfucker wore this on the Source Awards or whatever the case. I don't get nothing from that. And they don't even fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I got to really put myself in a box until I can come out and be a gift. Like, I can't be a gift while I'm still, like, trying to give out gifts. I got to be, I got to fully be myself in order for me to be, like, reap all the benefits that's supposed to come my way. I can't get grade A shit from doing D work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta really be a grade A person. I gotta study every day. I gotta put in the work every day for me to be like, yo, I'm a straight A student. Or it just don't happen like that. I mean, maybe for some people, but not me. It's never happened like that for me.
I got you.
It's like when a talented person finally learns about hard work.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like because from the beginning you were saying how it was so much easy for you because everything came easy, and then now you got to a point you're like, damn, I gotta put in some work.
Yo, because we're creatures of habit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everything we do is habitual. So it's like, yo, like no matter how much I want to love somebody or how much I think I can love somebody, I'm not prepared to be in a relationship at this point. I'm not prepared to give you that type of person day in and day out. I can't do that for you right now unless we're in the mind space where we're both going to the same place. And even then, it's like, I don't want to get in your way. Don't get in mine. And it's like, yo, we can't really do nothing with that. So it's like with the brand, with life, it's like I would be selfish to say like, yo, love me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I thought I loved myself fully when I got into my last relationship, just to get out of that relationship and be totally lost. Like I lost myself coming out of that relationship. I was doing shit I never would ever do ever again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo, granted, if I met this person on top of my game, this is my wife within a year, I'm marrying her, she marrying me, and it's gonna be love from there on out. But it's like, yo, I wasn't prepared. She wasn't fully prepared. Shit got real sour. I left that relationship. I had a long ponytail like you, cut my hair and shit. Like I'm trying to start over. I'm trying to get my energy back. I'm trying to really do things the right way. I quit smoking weed and I cut my hair around the same time.
Okay.
Cause I'm like, yo, I lost her, bro. Like I have to find myself again. It's like, yo, I just told the dude on the phone, don't do nothing that's gonna make you lose yourself. And that's kind of hard sometimes. Like, yo, I want to fight for my ex. I want to be with her. I'm like, bro, if you think doing anything that you're going to do is going to be like, yo, one, you have to prepare yourself to lose this girl.
Yeah.
Because you can do everything right and still lose this girl. So you're going to go from that and be like, I'm fucked up, more emotional. Like, I'm emotionally fucked up now. Or you're going to be like, yo, I did everything I thought I could do, didn't get her, but I feel like a better person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want anyone to lose themselves. I feel like that was the biggest thing for me is like I said, I knew from 3rd grade, 4th grade, I had got jumped in the 4th grade. So 4th grade going into 5th grade, I knew that at some point that I was going to be working with kids. I knew that because 4th grade and prior to 4th grade, I was the kid who, if you getting bullied in any of them grades lower than me, I'm defending you, but I can't defend my own self in my own grade. Yeah. You know what I mean? The kids that jumped me, though, I was big. I was always big. So they was in the 8th grade. I was going to the 5th. You know what I mean? And it was 13 of them. So it was like, and even with that, that's a thing that, like, I'm big on everything in your life happens for a reason. Okay. You know what I mean? So it led me to where I am right now. You know what I mean? Like just getting jumped and running from it every day. It was like running from a problem every day just to land yourself into a place you don't want to be. I ran from that to become that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm living in West Orange. You don't got to fight nobody here. Yeah. But I'm fighting. I'm running shit. I'm doing shit you're not supposed to do. It's like you escape the black cloud just to be like, yeah, I'm the king of the black cloud now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the king of something I don't want to be a part of. Right. That's why I don't really care about clout or nothing like that. I want my brand to be known. I want to be able to give. My main thing is like, yo, I want to be like a mentor and give motivational speeches because I do that as well, and I'm pretty good at it. So everybody I did it for, like, yo, I want you to come back, but it's not set up for me to do that all the time. I work in the school, and it's like, yo, when do you have time to go talk to other schools unless you take off of work? You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what that is.
That's what's up, man. That is what's up, yo.
Nah, I greatly appreciate y'all for having me, man. This only my second situation like this. One was like a radio show. I talked for like 10 minutes.
Nah, man, we'll give you the space when you want it. You know it's all again. We're trying to, you know, we want to give other people the opportunity to share story. Excuse me, share stories or share what they're doing in their life. You know what I mean? Because we're interested in entrepreneurs or we're interested in people who have those type of passions and love what they do or don't love what they do. Sometimes we just want to know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I think some people that host shows, it'd be more so like about them more so than it's about who they bring on, unless you're like, you know what I mean? Then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, what you doing?
You know what it is?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be in your box.
With that, what happens is a lot of people want their story to be heard. Right? I can only relate. I know it comes back to me when I talk a little bit about myself is because I can only relate to what you're speaking of, and I'll give you examples how. A lot of people were like, oh, but this is what I'm also doing. Like, I can sell that I'm an electrician, but I'm not looking for that. Today's episode is for you. You were out here. I want to know more
that's
of you.
Dope, man. I appreciate that.
And the way we are is, say this is where we are for the rest of our life. We don't get bigger than this. We don't get smaller than this.
Right.
Say in 5 years you're huge.
Right.
We'll be proud that you made it.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I need all this footage.
My thing, we were like, all right, that's one person we help. Let's keep on helping.
But everybody not. That's what I'm saying. Everybody not like that, bro. At the end of the day, man, I feel like it's not enough people like, and it doesn't mean that that's not who they are. It's just like they're conditioned to not be themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, to me, that's the hardest thing is like to come out of a place where I'm trying to be everything but myself. Like, I'm hanging out with gangsters. I'm talking about sitting on a corner doing it. Yeah. Bro, I was in the newspaper one summer. I played in this All-Star game. It was at Philly Dickinson and I think Hackensack. And I played in the game. I made the All-Star team. Bro, I went back to, like, the neighborhood that I hung out in. And, like, they was proud of me, but it was a different proud. It was like, yo, roll them up a blunt. Like, I'm 17 years old, bro. I'm really about to make it out of here. But my whole thing was like, yo, let me impress these motherfuckers. Like, yo, I'm somebody to somebody. Like, but the somebody I'm somebody to is nobody.
Right, you want to continue being somebody.
Yeah, like, yo, I'm coming to, I really want to chill. Yo, I had friends that went to my school, bro, and they come from similar situations as me. And they don't go home at all on the weekend. Bro, every weekend I got a chance to go home, I went home. Yeah. Not to go home like, hey, ma, like, I love you, like, here goes some bread. Like, nah, it was more so like, yo, you just was on TV last week. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, that's the saddest, yo. And everywhere I go, like, I can go anywhere I want and people showing me love. It was never no hate. And I love that because I come from a place where I didn't even hear that I love you.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, yo, I love you, bro. Love you too, bro. Like, this not even really my bro. If shit the fan, this nigga dipping.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when I left Villanova to go to my second school, everybody that I was trying to be there for and stay, it was somebody I had that he was in jail and he was like, he came home, like, yo, you don't even understand, like, just seeing my little bro on TV, like, made me feel, he not my blood brother, but, yo, seeing my little bro on TV made me, like, get through my little sentence, and I'm like, yo, that shit feel good. That's the same motherfucker when I left the Villanova to go to the next school. Oh, what the fuck you doing? You're not going to take us out the hood going here. Like,
that's because,
you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I already know how this shit go. Like, yo, everybody that love you don't love they self. Everybody don't know what the fuck they talking about.
People want your success to help them.
Yeah.
We want that we help you be successful.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I do get, because at the end of the day, like, I know for a fact that when someone wants to see you be successful, like, I think I put it on my Instagram, like, teams win championships and like players win accolades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
need that on a shirt.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. Yo, that's my shirt. If anybody listening, bro,
that's his shirt. Yeah,
making that shit soon as I get to the crib.
We getting first dibs.
Yeah. So nah, but yeah, that's real shit. So it's like, yo, I feel like I'm a team player. Like, if we get I think that's a big thing that I didn't talk about. So going from Bloomfield Tech, I was the man there. Like, I was the fucking man there. Like, and it shit started going downhill my senior year because I started like gaining weight and not giving a fuck because I already signed my letter and I'm I felt too Hollywood to do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
so I went to Villanova, and I went from being the top 2 best players on my team in high school and a leader to being not the best, not the hardest worker, and not the leader. And that shit fucked me up. Because it's like, yo, I don't know how to lead from the back.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be that back person. I've never been that. Like, I never even had to be home, so I don't really know what it feels like to be home and have to listen to people too much.
Yeah.
But when it came to basketball, it's like, who did I have to follow? When I got in as a freshman, I started. I never played JV. I never had to, like, work my way up to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, this is mine already. Like, so when I went to Villanova, they told me it was going to be mine, and it wasn't mine. I had to work for it, and it's like, you know what I mean? So I've been on the team. I was a leader, and we won. Then I've been a person who was a player on the team that won. Not as much, but we won on a great level. But I had nothing to do with that. So now it's like, yo, I want to win, have something to do with it, and I don't give a fuck who get the accolades.
Yeah.
Like, who get the? I don't care. Like, I play my part, bro. If I do the printing for your shirts, you show me the love. I don't need your fans to show me love.
Yeah.
I don't need to shout out like, yo, we get our shit printed with. I don't need that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, right now, I feel like I made Black Cloud to the point where, like, it's not as big as I wanted to be right now.
Yeah.
But when you see the logo, you don't gotta ask what it is. You don't even gotta see the font. You don't gotta see that it says Black Cloud.
Yeah.
You see the logo like how you see a Nike logo. You see Nike, you don't be like, oh, what the fuck is that? That's the Nike logo. You see Just Do It, you're gonna see like, damn, that's Nike. Same thing. You see Black Cloud, you think of the logo. You see the logo, you think of Black Cloud. That's how I feel like it is. So I don't need a shout out or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what I'm trying to build, man. Because it's way bigger than clothes to me. I love clothes, man. If I could make everything I want to make, shit would be crazy right now. But it'll get there with time. But at the end of the day, man, what it's all about is me getting to a point where I don't have to answer to nobody. And I can really live by my own rules and be like, you know what, I own my own facility for children, and I deal with their parents directly where they know what the communication is there. Because when you work in a school, you got to follow so many rules. As a gym teacher was my most leniency. Like, the parents loved me, so they dealt with me outside of school. But then it's like, once you in the school and you work a certain position, it's like, this is the rules. Yo, I work in an alternative school. You trying to tell me that this kid might come up missing, but he can't have my direct contact, but he only fuck with me in the school? That, and the same school I work in right now, that was my first job ever, the same position, right?
Yeah.
So I went from, they told me that literally happened to me my first time working there. This was like 2012, 2013 or something, like maybe 2010, 2011. And I was young, and they was telling me like, yo, the kids are too close to me. Yo, you're too close to the kids. I work with 7th and 8th graders. How close are we really? You know what I mean? I wear a suit every day. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not too far removed from the streets, though, so at this point. So I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, like, they like, yo, we don't want you to keep in contact with this one kid. This one kid stole cars every day. He lived, like, off of Avon Avenue. He did this shit. He's in the 7th, 8th grade. Don't keep in contact with him. This kid went up missing. I missed work for 2 days. I come back to work. Yo, this kid missing. Yo, can you find him for us? First question is, how? You told me not to give him my number. Little did they know, I gave him my number.
Right.
I couldn't call him because I don't have his number. I get a block call. Yo, I stole a car, blah, blah, blah. Yo, what should I do? Yo, you got to turn yourself in. You got to turn yourself in.
Yeah.
Turn yourself in, they found him. I ain't get no fucking thank you. I don't need that, though. I mean, at that time, like, yo, I just want to rub it in their face. Like, who did that? I did that shit. But at this point, it's like, I hope he good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did my job, bro. Like, that's what it's about. I really want to serve my purpose, walk in my light, and that's it. I don't want to change your life. Your life is where it's at. It's set. Boom, you good. Damn. I'm not good knowing that I can come across somebody and help somebody, bro. I would sit with a homeless person and talk with him this long, to this length. Everybody not doing that. Right. I care about people, bro. Like, I care about myself, because there was a time where I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about anybody. I didn't care about myself or anybody. So you can't love nobody when you don't care about yourself. Yeah. You can't care about nobody when you don't care about yourself. And I've been there, so I know what it feels like to be down on yourself and be in the black cloud and think there's no other way out. You know what I mean? Because, like, I try to, like, keep things really, really low as far as, like, I keep things commercial when it comes to the black cloud shit. Okay. Because it's not certain things that occurred is like, this is book movie shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's this book movie shit. It's like, do I really want to open it like that? Like, because that could open up, it could really make shit move, but then it's like, you got to be ready for how shit move when it move that way. And it's like, what I talk about is things that I'm ready to talk about on a day-to-day. But, like, the Black Cloud shit to me is really big, bro. It's like, even boils down to, like, where you from, the complexion of your skin. Like you think about, like, there's places in the world where, if I forgot where it was, like in India, where if you're born into a family that herds or fucking farms rats, that's what you're going to be for the rest of your life. Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. This little girl could be anything in the world. She got to fucking herd fucking rats.
That goes back to the age of kings and queens. It's,
right. Yeah, that's
you're born a peasant, you're
crazy, bro. But that's what it is right now for us, bro. Nobody passing nothing down to their kid worth value, bro. Like, yo, my dad left me a gold chain. He ain't leave you the gold chain and tell your ass in a couple years it's gonna be worth way more than it was when he bought it. Pawn that shit and get your money or whatever the case may be. We leaving our kids to fuck up and be fucked up. You know what I mean? Or be better at being fucked up than us. Like, yo, my son could buy Jordans. What? I tell my son, yo, you can make anything you want. Daddy could print it for you. Daddy will make it for you. You can have your own brand right now. We could everything we do, everything the right way. Yeah. It's yours. Or you could take that money and you could buy the Jordans. Soon as you start coming to me, I kid you not, my son know I don't celebrate holidays, none of that shit. Yeah. He know I'm like, yo, you can ask me for anything whenever you want. But as soon as it start getting to the point where, Dad, I need this Nike shirt. Daddy, I need these Timbs. Daddy, I need this Jordan. No, Daddy, I need boots. I'll figure out what kind of boots you want. Yeah. What's your style? What's your swag? I'll send you pictures. At the end of the day, you can have Nike. You can have Timbs. Daddy goes online for himself, so I'm not going to do it no different for you. I go online. I type in my size. I go sell, lowest to highest, and I stop at a certain price. Yeah. You don't got no money. You can't say what the fuck I do with it. And I'm not saying him, but that goes to other parents and shit like that. It's like, yo, I want to give our kids, or I want to give my kid more than what I had growing up. Well, more than I had growing up was 2 bedrooms. So you trying to say that's the best, or him having a bedroom by himself make that better than how I grew up? I grew up around brothers and sisters who I loved, and we gelled together at that point. You the only child, so giving your kid I only got one kid, and I'm gonna give him the phone. I'm gonna tablet. My son dip, my daughter dip. Like, they got everything they want, but you don't cook for them. Right. Yeah. Your house dirty. What type of shit you putting in their mind, bro? At the end of the day, their mind is going to last longer than the shit you give to them. It's gonna be a new game. iPhones come out every year. You're gonna have them always keeping up with a trend based off of you trying to give them something. And you got to bust your ass to do that. $10 an hour, 30 hours a week. Jordans cost $250. What? You buying that? That don't make no sense. So 1 week worth of work you putting into feet that's just going to be laid up in the fucking living room playing that $300 game? He deserves some Payless boots.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me. But that's just where I'm at. I feel like not everyone's there mentally, so it just be like, whatever. Like,
well, brother, we're running out of time on this one.
Of course we are,
man. Yeah, listen, we appreciate you coming out, man. We appreciate you sharing your story. We appreciate your brand.
Man,
I hope we could do work together into the future. Shout out to our sponsor, Exis. You know, just to let you guys know, I drunk the hell out of that box. I had a wild night. I ain't gonna front with y'all. But, you know, I was home, so it was all good. Shout out to Bravery. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to the Black Cloud. Shout out to the people who told us that we should bring you in. We definitely want to have you in later on in the future.
Whenever
you have some time. I love this conversation we're having. I want to continue it again. All right, people. You know what to do. Audio, TRST, fucking social media, The Real Shit Talkers. Look us up. Check out the Black Cloud. Of course, we're gonna post out there. We're gonna post his link. So make sure you check out his stuff. And yeah, that's it, man. Have a good night, you fucking savages. Peace out.
Fucking savages.
superb.